polygraph hasn't really been accorded the type of
credibility that the general public might be willing to give it. I will grant you that. But nonetheless, your client has admitted placing some bets with Mr. Green.
That's correct, but I think it's only fair to point out that the bets that he has admitted placing were in 1971, and those were placed on horses. They weren't placed on NFL football games. And as you know, Mr. Anderson steadfastly denies placing any bets at any time on any NFL football game.
There seems to be some dispute about the amount in which he wagered. What does your client tell you?
Obviously, what my client tells me is privileged, but I can tell you this, that George Anderson is not a big bettor, never has been a big bettor, and probably never will be a big bettor.
Is there any thought on your part right now to filing suit against the NFL for defamation of character, perhaps?
No. As a lawyer, certainly there would be no thought of filing suit against the NFL. The information that's available to me at the present time is the Oakland Tribune's report article that apparently appeared in today's New York Times. I certainly want to take a look at the Times article and take a look into what it has to say so that it can be reported accurately.
Oh, okay. Lee Archer, thank you very much for joining us. Lee Archer, the attorney for George Anderson of the Oakland Raiders. We also should note right here that we asked Warren Welsh of NFL Security to come on. He declined. And Don Weiss, who is head of public information for the league, told us that they would not have anything to say until the investigation is completed. Okay, with all of that in mind, let us go back out to Pete Ekstrom. And Pete, I think it's worth asking right here, has all of this, all of the charges that have gone on and the counter charges, hurt Al Davis's ability to do business in football?
I don't believe so, Brian. I think the trial itself probably took away some time that Al would have otherwise spent on personnel decisions. But on the whole, I think he'll ride this out. And I think the footnote we should add, Brian, is that after this year of charges and countercharges, we still have exactly the same number of indictments and convictions as the Raiders have touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
And I think also worth noting at this point, lest anyone think the league is planning all of these charges, it should be noted that all of these charges don't make the league look very good either.
Right.
All right, Pete, thank you very much. As I'm sure most of you know, this is not the first time such charges have come up. Back in 1963, the commissioners saw fit to suspend Paul Hornung for his supposed betting on football games. Hornung's famous teammate had nothing to do with that, but he did help keep the Packers winning. His name, Jimmy Taylor.
Old Spice presents Kickoff. Kickoff is brought to you by Old Spice Stick Deodorant, the deodorant that works overtime.
Jimmy Taylor, the first player to make the Hall of Fame from Green Bay's magnificent string of championship teams, got there by matching Vince Lombardi's inner vision of what makes the perfect fullback. He was strong, he was tough, he was fearless, he was downright belligerent. From 1960 on, Taylor ran off a string of 5 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, something no one had ever done before, not even the great Jimmy Brown, Taylor's only contemporary rival. Lombardi expected runners to do more than just run, so Jimmy Taylor could also catch the swing pass, he could pass protect, he could block for other backs. But what gave the coach his infallible chess piece was Taylor's relentless drive as a runner, his survival instinct, his fury. He simply butted, banged, and bulled his way along the line until he found the inevitable weak spot, and the yardage came. He seemed to crave the contact, getting madder and madder as the game wore on, propelled by a fierce will to make the key yardage, the extra foot for the first down, the last 6 inches to the goal. Jimmy Taylor. He played every game like every tackle was a personal defeat, every yard a personal victory.
Bob Adams, it's 10 p.m. Is your antiperspirant still working?
Yeah. My antiperspirant's new Old Spice solid keeps me drier than the leading aerosols for over 24 hours.
Bob Adams, it's midnight. Is your antiperspirant still working?
I told you, it's new Old Spice solid. It's made to keep me drier.
Bob Adams, it's 2 a.m. Is your antiperspirant still working?
I told you it's new Old Spice solid.
We'll have a commentary from Newsweek's Pete Ekstrom, and we'll get to some final notes of Sunday number 7 right after this.
your car to be a shining example of quality. So insist on top-quality Napa brand parts, because lots of Napa brand parts are better than your car's original parts. Case closed. When the name is Napa, the standard is quality.
I'm your gardener here at Olympia Brewery. You know that artesian brewing water that makes Olympia beer taste so good? Well, it hasn't hurt my begonias either. Of course, some folks don't believe in artesians, but I do. I've talked to them. I like it. I like everything about it, except their sense of humor.
We said earlier we'd look at the AFC Central, but obviously we're running short on time. Three-way tie, Houston, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. The latter two go against each other today. Houston's up in New England. As we throw it out to my buddy Pete Axtell, we should note his record stands at 12-9, 57%. Peter, I want to ask you, have they declared September 20th a holiday in Oakland yet? Because that's the last time the Raiders scored. For trivia buffs, Derek Jensen went over from the 1 against Seattle in the fourth quarter.
I saw they're wheeling up some cement trucks to build a monument if they score today, Bryant. But, you know, to return to the issue of the so-called gambling scandal or allegations, I have to return to my favorite sport to relate it. You know, this fella Tropiano reminds me a little bit of another guy named Tony Chula, who made a lot of accusations in racing. And he did get some indictments and convictions at small tracks. But, you know, he also proved that when a guy's talking to stay out of jail, he'll say he dated Lady Di if it's going to keep him walking around the street. This guy claimed to be great buddies with every major jockey in New York. Unfortunately, when the prosecutor got around to trying to do some business on it, this guy walked up to Angel Cordero and wouldn't have known him if he had found him in his shower.
Okay,
so
Pete, real quick, Pete, I got to cut you short because I need your picks in like 20 seconds.
Okay, let's go right to the picks as long as we're talking gambling. I'm feeling ambitious today, going for 4 of them. Taking the Oilers plus 3.5 against New England. San Francisco at Pick'em against Green Bay. Baltimore getting 4.5 from San Diego. And Cincinnati plus 1.5 against Pittsburgh. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, Peter, thank you. Sorry to cut you short, but we are just about out of time. And, of course, we'll be here throughout the day bringing you scores and highlights of week number 7 at halftime and then time permitting after the game. But NFL 81 continues. We go down on the field for the kickoffs following these messages from your local station.
Sunday, Boomer swaps places with a friend and lives a life of luxury.
At your Trainer Tire store, you'll find famous name tires like Uniroyal and Friendly Smiles. Trainer offers free mounting, rotation, and flat repair with every tire purchase and Friendly Smiles. Trainer offers brake deals, alignment specials, and Friendly Smiles. And because Trainer offers quality tires and services at affordable prices, we get Friendly Smiles, too.
Right now, through the month of October, Trainer has a sale on drum brakes, only $49.99, and disc brakes, $34.99. Come to Trainer Tire stores.
Phil Stone calls Sunday's Charger action at 11.
Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, the San Diego Chargers meet the Baltimore Colts. When you examine these two teams, one thing seems abundantly clear, a total mismatch. But don't believe it even for a minute. Hello, everybody. I'm Phil Stone. Working with me this afternoon, the former outstanding wide receiver with the San Francisco 49ers, Gene Washington. The Chargers are 4-2 coming in. The Baltimore Colts are 1-5. Both teams love to throw the football, but Gene, both defensive secondaries are giving up tons of yardage through the airways.
Well, the Chargers are ranked 28th in the league, dead last, as they give up an average of 306 yards per game. There have been some changes today. Number 28, Willie Buchanan, moves to strong safety, and number 48, Allen Ellis, acquired 10 days ago from the Chicago Bears, takes his spot at the left corner position.
You know, Gene, Colts quarterback Burt Jones is in the similar situation that Dan Fouts is in that he could throw for 500 yards today, and the Baltimore Colts could lose because the Colts' defensive secondary is just about as bad as San Diego's.
Well, the Colts are ranked number 27th in the league, and in an effort to change things, they've gone to more zone defense. Earlier, we talked to Bruce Laird about some of their problems.
I think what's happening in our defensive scheme of things is someone's making a mistake just about on every play, and what we got to do is correct our mistakes and then execute when we're supposed to. We've been in position to make some plays, and then all of a sudden we haven't executed when we should have. And I think that's been why the defense is playing so poorly. It's not so much personnel, it's what they're doing when they're out there.
Inconsistency and lack of execution. That's been the problem for the Baltimore Colts all year long. It should be a good one here at Memorial Stadium. We'll be back to bring it to you in just a moment.
You want to know which caulks, fillers, and adhesives you can really depend on? DAP. They're the only ones I recommend. They're easy to use and last for years. That's why DAP is the name professionals trust most in caulks, fillers, and adhesives. So if you want products that are easy to use and last for years, take my advice. Insist on DAP, the most trusted name in caulks, fillers, and adhesives.
Volkswagen, we pull rabbits off our American assembly line at random and give them this little test. We test every weld to make absolutely sure the metal breaks before the weld does. There's no law in any book that says we have to do this, but we let some rabbits die so that yours will live longer.
A little Old Spice has a lot of rewards. Old Spice is the clean, fresh, masculine scent so many women love. So even if you love only one woman, you'll love Old Spice, the man's scent so many women love.
The United States Postal Service handles 300 million pieces of mail a day. Well, that's their job. But that doesn't mean you have to put your important business letter into that pile. Now you have an alternative. Introducing the Federal Express Overnight Letter. It costs only $9.50 when you drop it off, and it gets delivered practically any place in the country overnight. Absolutely, positively.
If the weather holds, it should be quite an aerial display. Fouts has already thrown for 14 touchdowns, and he should add to that total today. But Burt Jones last week against Cincinnati was 25 of 33 for 336 yards. He, too, one of the finest in the NFL. Coming up next, San Diego and Baltimore.
Sunday, it's a fun-filled fiesta for Fred on the Flintstones.
Yesterday's engines didn't have to work hard to power the average car. Today's smaller engines don't have it so easy. They rev higher and work harder. That's why there's Castrol. Even at high revs, Castrol doesn't suffer a significant loss of viscosity. And that's important, because if you make things too hard on your engine could make things hard on you. Castrol, engineered for smaller cars.
Castrol GTX 2050 and 1040, only 97 cents at cheap.
All-time best tennis player.
Rod Laver. Best doubles team. Orville and Wilbur. Right?
Right. Best beer.
You know, I think we're drinking it.
Herman Joseph's. A great tasting beer for the man with great taste. Smooth, satisfying Herman Joseph's.
Best return.
Brewed more expensively than any leading beer.
MacArthur to the Philippines.
Herman Joseph's. A great tasting beer for the man with great taste.
No bank or savings and loan can pay you more interest or save you more taxes on a new one-year tax saver certificate than Wells Fargo. And none offers you the financial counsel of your own Wells Fargo personal banker. Maximum tax benefit, maximum interest. A personal banker to help you make the most of both. Only Wells Fargo delivers it all.
NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today, from Memorial Stadium, it's the San Diego Chargers versus the Baltimore Colts. Today's game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. By London Fog, the the first name for rainwear and outerwear. And by improved Prestone 2 antifreeze, it locks out rust and corrosion. It is overcast here in Baltimore, Maryland. Temperature probably in the high 50s. A light rain has fallen this morning. Will probably continue to fall all afternoon long. And we are set to go as Mike Wood is awaiting the referee's whistle. Back deep to receive for the Chargers is James Brooks. And this one's carrying out of the end zone. So the Chargers will put it in play at the 20-yard line. As you take a look at Dan Fouts, there's the backfield for the Chargers. Fouts, Capoletti, Chuck Muncie. The receivers, Charlie Joyner, Wes Chandler. What an addition to tight end Kellen Winslow. And there's the look at the offensive line. Billy Shields, Doug Wilkerson, Don Masick, Ed White, and Russ Washington. And you'll be hearing about that front line all day long. First and 10, San Diego at the 20-yard line. We're set to go. Fouts will put it up. Intended receiver, Chuck Muncie. It was batted away at the line of scrimmage by Bubba Green. There's a look at the Baltimore defensive line. They play a 4-3. Donnell Thompson, Herb Orvis, Bubba Green, Mike Ozdowski. Linebackers, Shiver, Fetterspiel, a new addition, Mike Woods. And the defensive backfield, Nesby Glasgow, Brazil, Bruce Laird, and Kim Anderson. Second and 10, San Diego Chargers at their own 20-yard line. Wes Chandler in motion to the top of your screen. Fouts give right side, Muncie. Donnell Thompson. Gene Washington working with me this afternoon. And Gene, it looks like this Baltimore Colt defensive unit is fired up today.
Well, they certainly are, Phil. Number 54, Sanders Shivers, who shot in and clogged things up on that play, hasn't been playing very much the last few weeks, but the Colts have needed some help on their defensive left side to stop the run, and it looks like he's going to do the job.
3rd and 8, Fouts. And the receiver is Dwight Scales. He's fumbled the football. Nesby Glasgow has recovered at the 50-yard line, and it is Baltimore's football.
Phil, what happened in that situation, the Colts have decided that they wanted to put some pressure on Fouts. You'll see the middle linebacker shoot up through there on the blitz, but Fouts gets the ball away. He hits Scales right in the hands, but he can't hold on to the football. He's wide open. If he catches this football, he runs for a touchdown. There's nobody between him and the goal line. Nesby Glasgow, the man on the spot, picks it up, number 25.
First and 10, Baltimore. Play action, Burt Jones. And his intended receiver was number 80, Ray Butler, and he simply overthrew him. Take a look at the Baltimore offensive alignment today as you look at Burt Jones. He'll quarterback this unit. Curtis Dickey, Randy McMillan. Oh, what a group of running backs. Wide receivers, Roger Carr, Ray Butler. The tight end is Reese McCall. And here's a look at the offensive line. Wade Griffin, Robert Pratt, Donaldson, Huff, and Jeff Hart. Second and 10, Colts, ball at the 50-yard line. No score, opening moments of this ball game. 14 minutes to play in the first quarter. Give Curtis Dickey left side. What a run by Curtis Dickey. First down at the San Diego 37-yard line, Gene.
Well, Curtis Dickey utilizing a tremendous speed he has. He runs a 4.240, and you can see when he gets outside and he's getting a good block from his guard, number 62, Ken Huff, he turns that corner, and he can really turn on the speed. And he has great size to go along with that tremendous speed.
Now Curtis Dickey is 4th in the AFC in rushing with 404 yards. Boy, can he get the job done. First and 10, Burt Jones. Intended for Dickey. The ball was batted at the line of scrimmage. There's a look at the Charger defensive unit. Look at this front line. Woodcock, Gary Johnson, Louis Kelcher, and Leroy Jones. Linebackers, Woody Lowe, Bob Horn starting today in place of Cliff Thrift, Lyndon King on the left side. And the defensive backfield, Mike Williams, Allen Ellis, a new starter. Pete Shaw has moved to free safety, and Willie Buchanan has moved back to strong safety, as we talked about in the pregame. 2nd and 10. Ball spotted on the 36 of San Diego. Dickey, left side. This time he will not get away from Willie Buchanan or Woody Lowe. Great pursuit by the Chargers.
Take a look at Mike McCormick on the sideline. He certainly has to be pleased with the way his Colts have gotten off with this start. They're in excellent field position. This is something that they haven't had very much this year, is good field position.
You know, interestingly enough, Gene, the Colts have trailed in 5 of the 6 ball games they've played in right out of the chute. And when you get behind early, particularly against a team like San Diego Chargers, it is tough to play catch-up. 3 wide receivers now for the Baltimore Colts in motion. Butler on 3rd and 11. And Jones will be wrapped up. Lyndon King shot through and brings him down. A punting situation for Baltimore.
Well, the Colts going with their blitz this time, and they got Jones. They changed things up. They went to their man-to-man coverage. You can see Burst dropping back. He's trying to find Ray Butler, who comes in motion and goes downfield. But the Chargers have good coverage on, and there he is, number 57, Lyndon King, comes in and gets the sack.
Now Mike Garrett is on to punt. He's averaging over 42 yards every time he puts his foot to the ball. Had 6 of them go out of bounds inside the 20s. Back deep is Pete Shaw for San Diego, and he's going for the sideline, and I think he'll find it. And this one, too, I believe, will go out of bounds way inside the 20, closer to probably the 14 or 15-yard line. So the Chargers will start this drive from their own 15 with 12:05 to play in the first period. San Diego nothing, Baltimore nothing.
The 1980 Winter Olympics. Hockey team captain Mike Ruzioni helped clinch the gold for the U.S.
I'm Mike Ruzioni, the artist. Budweiser asked me to paint with these to help raise funds for America's Olympic athletes. Now you can own my painting and help our athletes train for 84. After all, there are a lot of Picassos. There's only one, Ruzioni.
Call 1-800-325-1488 for more information.
London Fog believes in unlimited possibilities. Unlimited construction. Unlimited durability. Unlimited design. Unlimited warmth. Outdoors Unlimited by London Fog. Rugged and ready jackets and coats for men and women. The possibilities are unlimited.
Well, they sold 45,000 seats here at Memorial Stadium for this ball game, their best advanced season ticket sale of the year, but I believe a few people have decided to sit this one out. It is chilly, it is windy, and it is rainy in Baltimore. The Chargers with the football at the 15. Chuck Muncie, the lone running back. And Muncie will take it right up the gut. He will not get away from the grasp of Mike Ozdowski or Bubba Green. You see that big pad on Muncie's left hand. He broke his hand 2 weeks ago. And he's back in there already. Take a look at some other scores around the league. Look here, Cincinnati over the Steelers, 13-0 second quarter score. Houston and New England tied 7-all up at Foxborough. 2nd down, 7. Ball on the 18. Kellen Winslow in motion. Play action, Fouts. An out pass to number 85. That is Eric Severs, and he could not hold on to the football. The Chargers with a 2 tight end formation.
Bill, Kellen Winslow was wide open going down the field. I'm sure he's going to come back to the huddle and say, Dan, if we get in this situation again, you can find me because I'm wide open.
There you take a look at Don Coryell. Strength coach Phil Tyne. Another score, Buffalo over the New York Jets, 7-6 at halftime. 3 wide receivers, San Diego, 3rd and 7. Fouts, crossing pattern, and it is almost picked off. Kim Anderson had his hands on the football. The intended receiver was Dwight Scales. And again, the Chargers faced with a punting situation, Gene.
Well, the Colts haven't done very well on pass defense prior to this game, but they're sure coming up with the big plays here as Dan Fouts tries to get the ball downfield. but I don't think Dan sees number 26, Kim Anderson, because he comes right in there. He almost picks this football off for an interception.
Now Dwight Scales had Larry Brazil beaten. George Roberts set to kick it away for San Diego. He's averaging over 41 yards a kick. Dave Shula, Kim Anderson back to await the kick. It's a spiral, and it's a good one. Shula will take it at the 40. And he'll gain about 4 yards on the return. Hank Bauer is right there, as is, yes, it is Hank Bauer. So the Baltimore Colts will have the football for the second time in this ball game. I'll be back with more first quarter action in just a moment.
Help you buy a new car. Chrysler is holding 81 sticker prices on its Omni and Horizon Misers and Customs. Its Aries and Reliant K 2- and 4-door base models. 82 cars at 81 prices. And now at participating dealers, Chrysler savings certificates save you $300 to $1,000 on most other new 81 and 82 cars and trucks, depending on model. For 82 cars at 81 prices, or savings certificates worth $300 to $1,000, come to Chrysler.
Denny's introduces the Beefadelphia sandwich. We grill lean beef, juicy and tender. Melt rich mozzarella cheese over the top. Add succulent grilled onions. Cover with a soft French roll. And serve it all for the special introductory price this month of only $2.99. The new Beefadelphia sandwich only at Denny's, where you'll like our prices and you'll love our food.
Sunday on Chip. Ponch enjoys a movie assignment until a deadly menace threatens the cast. Then move over, Smokey. Look out, Dukes. It's Nashville Grab, a world premiere movie.
Well, there's a better than average chance, Gene, that in the not too distant future, Mr. Jones will be testing the defensive secondary of these San Diego Chargers.
Well, I'm sure he will. Minnesota Vikings had a lot of success against number 48, Allen Ellis, who's just joined this ball club, and I'm sure that he's going to try to get Roger Carr to see how fast Allen Ellis still is.
Jones a little out pattern, and he's got Butler, and Butler will try and get out of bounds. He coughs up the football. The officials blew it dead, and they will retain the ball. Allen Ellis, the man we just spoke of, in on the stop right there. We take a look at a few other scores around the National Football League today. Some big games. Cleveland over New Orleans, 10-7, second quarter score. Philadelphia over Minnesota. That should be a great game as this one wears on. 9-7, second period. It is Green Bay over San Francisco, 3-0.
Second 6.
Here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, 10:41 to play in the first period. No score. Second and 6. Bert Jones will put it up, and a flag goes down. Crossing pattern, Dickey. And the man there was number 55, Bob Horn, the middle linebacker.
Phil, I think it's going to be encroachment against San Diego. Someone in the defensive line, I think, got a little anxious. I think it's Big Hands Johnson.
Now we'll take a look at it again. I think you're right, Gene. It is Gary Johnson.
There he is. You can see it. That's a nice shot. Tries to hold, he tries to freeze like Mother May I.
I'll tell you.
Doesn't quite work out.
When you're 6'3" and you're packing 252 pounds, it's tough to stop anything once you get going. Second down, 7. Let's listen.
Offside, right defensive tackle. Second down.
So that moves it now. Second down and about 1.5 yards. I'll call it 2 yards to go. The ball now at the San Diego 48-yard line. Ray Butler comes to the bottom of your screen. Roger Carr in the slot. Give left side. It is number 32, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, Randy McMillan. And he picks up the first down at the Charger 45-yard line before Willie Buchanan comes up from his strong safety position to bring him down.
We take a look at Randy McMillan as he heads back to the huddle. He has done a terrific job since he's come to the Colts. They say that he's the first real fullback that they've had in a long time. Not only does he have the power, but he also has the speed. Once he gets through that line of scrimmage or goes around the outside on a sweep, he has the speed to go all the way.
Roger Carr to the top of your screen. Ray Butler to the bottom on 1st and 10. Bert Jones to throw it. Butler. And he is chased out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down to the Charger 29-yard line. Willie Buchanan takes him out of bounds.
Well, Ray Butler, the receiver, excellent receiver who's come out of Southern California, goes down and he gets the defender caught in that dirt, and you'll see him make the slip there. The defender slips. That's Allen Ellis, number 48, who slips, and he comes up, and Butler eludes him and gets an extra couple of yards out of that.
It is 1st and 10. Colts the ball at the 29-yard line of San Diego. No score, 9:52 to play, first period. Carr. No, the officials say he was out of bounds. And it was a good call. Gene, you wonder why the Baltimore folks here at Memorial Stadium have not covered this baseball infield yet.
Well, that's a difficult thing to say. It certainly does not help your offensive people. So we take a look as Carr goes over and catches his football, but the official decides that there you can see on the replay when he catches the ball, the first thing it really hits is his shoulder, which is out of bounds. But that dirt infield does not help your offensive people very much. Some people say it forces the defense to slip, but it also causes your offensive people, particularly your receivers, to have a lot of footing problems.
2nd and 10. Burt Jones, he's going to go for it over the middle.
Phil, the fans finally have something to cheer about as they get that combination. Burt Jones and Roger Carr. Carr comes across the middle. He has his man beat, uses his speed, makes a great reception. Beats number 29, Mike Williams. But the thing that interests me is that there was no free safety help. Where was the free safety?
Well, Pete Shaw is the free safety today. He's used to playing the strong side, and I was going to talk about that in a few minutes, what possible problems that could create, and we saw one of them. Mike Wood tries to make it 7-0, and he does it. So the Baltimore Colts have drawn first blood for only the second time in 1981. It is 7-0 Baltimore. We'll be back in just a moment.
Just imagine flying to Europe free. Just for flying TWA in the U.S. It's TWA's frequent flight bonus. Fly just 60,000 miles during the next 15 months and get 2 tickets to Europe free. Other bonuses start at just 10,000 miles. TWA, the only airline that offers 2 free tickets to Europe.
You're gonna like us, TWA.
This Bud's for the guys who got what it takes to shake, rattle, and keep on rolling.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Bill Stone and Jane Washington as Mike Wood is set to kick it away. Mike Wood came to Baltimore just a few weeks before the season opener from the San Diego Chargers. He said earlier this week he would love to beat his former teammates. Back to receive it is James Brooks. And he'll field it about 5 yards deep. And Pete Shaw goes back there and says, "Sit down, Jimmy. Let's take it at the 20." It's all down to one game now between the Dodgers and the Expos for the National League flag. You'll see the battle for the championship following today's game right here on NBC, the home of great baseball.
Those first 2 kickoffs are any indication how fired up Mike Wood is. He is really fired up because he just boomed it.
He has got probably the strongest leg in all of football. He's incredible. San Diego with the football now. 9:35 to play in the first quarter. Fouts will put it up. Flares it out near side. James Brooks. And he is hammered. Nesby Glasgow and Joe Fetterspiel combined on the stop.
Well, Phil, a lot of times in a situation like this, a quarterback will drop back, look downfield. If he doesn't have anything, he'll drop the ball off. But in this situation, it was planned to go to number 21, James Brooks, all along because you had the guard, number 63, Doug Wilkerson, out there in front.
Second down, a yard to go. The Chargers with 3 wide receivers in there. Chandler, Scales, and Joyner. Kellen Winslow in motion to the top of your screen. Give Chuck Muncie fighting for the first down, and he's got it. Mike Woods in on the stop. We should distinguish Mike Wood, the kicker, from Mike Woods, the right side linebacker. There's a big difference there.
Phil, we mentioned earlier about the fact that the Colts have had some problems stopping the run. They brought in number 50, Joe Fetterspiel, who they acquired from the Saints. They put in a middle linebacker spot, and he led the team last week in tackles.
Those are the kind of additions you want to make. 1st and 10. Play action. Bounce. Over the middle. Chandler. Larry Brazil hammers him to the ground at the midfield stripe. Wes Chandler, some of the same kind of similarities, Gene, that a guy by the name of John Jefferson had when he played for the Chargers. Kind of a very...
They're very smooth. Both of them are very smooth, very gliding types of runners. They have excellent athletic ability. They don't have a lot of height, but they can jump. Tremendous strength in their legs, so they can go up for the football, as Chandler did on that play.
Chandler only 5'11". He's in motion again. Bounce, pitch, right side, Chuck Muncie. And he picks up about 4 yards before Sanders Shiver comes in on the stop.
As we take a look at this replay, Chuck Muncie's going around his right side, and you'll see number 54 come up again. Sanders Shiver along with number 50, Joe Fetterspiel, to put the stop on Muncie. And this is where this club has been hurt. On their defensive left, they've given up lots of yardage on their defensive left side, and they've made some changes to try to stop that.
2nd and 7. Quick pass. Muncie, left side. And he is hammered down. Great pursuit by Larry Brazil. I'll tell you, this is a tremendous defensive secondary compared to what you and I have seen earlier this year from the Baltimore Colts, Gene.
That's for sure, and they're swarming today, Phil. Everybody's getting over on the tackle. That time you had Ed Smith, Fettersfield, and Woods over on that tackle. And one of the things that the Colts are doing is that they're playing more zone defense. And when you play a double zone and your cornerbacks come up, they're already in position in case you get a little quick screen out there. So they're going to be in good position to make a tackle.
The Chargers, 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers. Muncie the lone setback. Bounce will put it in the air. Muncie. Chuck Muncie runs it for a 1st down, and the man who sprung him was number 62. That is Don Masick, the center. He pulled one around the right side and cleared it out. Muncie goes for the 1st down at the Baltimore 38.
Well, they caught the Colts that time in their zone defense, and number 37, the nickelback, Reggie Pinckney, came in to make the stop, but not before Muncie was able to pick up the 1st down. And as you mentioned, catching that little swing pass and getting his guards out in front, and that's all he needed. And when Muncie gets out in that open field with the size he has, he's going to run over some people.
Bounce, double pump, Joyner. Great defensive work by Kim Anderson on Charlie Joyner.
Well, I tell you, that was a great throw. It was a great play. A little down and out. Had the pump fake, and Fouts gets the ball up there. Charlie Joyner's going down. He's got 2 men around him, but he almost comes up with this football. As you can see on the replay, he gets his hands on the ball. Kim Anderson comes over, but Joyner has the ball for a minute, and it gets knocked away as they hit the ground.
San Diego now 2nd and 10. The ball at the 38. Capoletti and Muncie, the running backs. Muncie will try the right side.
Number 91, Bubba Green.
You know, earlier this week, Bubba Green and offensive guard Robert Pratt got into a fight, Gene, and he said, we're just trying to get fired up.
Well, he's certainly fired up because no one blocked him. The guard pulled out in front. Number 63, Doug Wilkerson, pulled to lead the sweep. But Bubba Green, as soon as he pulled, came right behind him and used his excellent speed to track him down and make the tackle.
So it is now 3rd and about 11 for San Diego. 3 wide receivers, Chandler, Dwight Scales, Billy Brooks. Bounce. That is unquestionably Dan Fouts' longest run of the year, maybe of his career. That's something you just don't see if you're a San Diego Charger fan. Dan Fouts with the football.
Well, you take a look. You'll be able to see number 51, Ricky Jones. He comes in, top part of your screen on the blitz. Fouts doesn't have anything, and he goes right up the middle. There's no one there. Everyone is back in coverage. Has plenty of room for the 1st down as number 26, Kim Anderson, comes over for the stop.
1st and 10, Chargers with the ball at the Baltimore 24. Colts lead this game 7-0. Muncie. And he is finally tackled by Nesby Glasgow, the 5'11", third-year man out of Washington. Not before he runs for a pickup of about 5, possibly 6 yards on the play.
Had a nice block that time for number 67, the right offensive guard, Ed White, clearing away for Chuck Muncie.
Boy, if you watch these Chargers offensive linemen, Ed White and Doug Wilkerson have to be two of the finest pulling guards in all of football. Not only are they big, Gene, but they are fast.
They certainly are, and they have to be the best pair of guards in football. There's no question about that.
2nd and 4. Little swing pass to James Brooks, and he just lost it off his fingertips.
Well, that's too bad because he had 2 guards out there. Number 63, Doug Wilkerson, was out in front. Had he caught that football, he would have had some good running room.
Or you take a look at the Charger Brain Trust. Don Coryell, Ernell Durden, Marv Braden. The Chargers, 3rd and 4 now. Baltimore sends 6 defensive backs in. They do not play what is commonly called the nickel defense. They bring in what they call the dime with 6 defensive backs. Charlie Joyner is now in for San Diego, along with Wes Chandler and Dwight Scales. Flags fly, got to be offsides Baltimore. Kellen Winslow. And he has the ball at the 4-yard line before Reggie Pinckney brings him down.
That penalty is going to be against the Colts, and I'm sure the Chargers are going to decline it and take the gain. Winslow almost got in for the touchdown. Fouts knew that he had a free down, so go ahead and throw the football. And if you get something good, you keep it. If you get something you don't want, then take the penalty.
Well, he certainly got something good. A 1st down and goal to go at the Baltimore 2.5-yard line as both teams make wholesale changes. There you see it. Offside penalty decline. San Diego will take the play. Cappelletti and Muncie are in the ball game. 2 tight ends are Pete Holohan and Kellen Winslow. Cappy. He'll go not very far. Number 88, Herb Orvis, brings him down. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Phil, when you talk about fired-up football, there's nobody in the league that plays more fired up than number 88, Herb Orvis. As we take a look at this replay, he just jumps right over his man. He comes up and puts a stop on John Cappelletti.
2nd and goal from the 3.
2nd and goal now. Lost about a yard on the play at the 3.5-yard line. Out of the I formation now. Winslow in motion. Now comes back near side. Pitch. Muncie. And he scores. He runs right into Nesby Glasgow and knocks him on his backside, and San Diego is on the board.
Bill, once Muncie got in a position where he was one-on-one with Nesby Glasgow on about the half-yard line, there was no doubt in anybody's mind that Muncie was going to score. Chuck Muncie has such great size and speed. And you take a look here. Here he goes into number 25. There's Nesby Glasgow. There's no decision at all. It's going to be a touchdown.
Well, you've
number
got 6'3", 218 going against 5'11", 185.
You don't have to take many physics classes to figure out who's going to win that one.
Well, Benerska will try and tie it. And he does it. So Benerska, his 26th extra point in 26 tries. So with 3:20 to go in the first period, we are tied. San Diego 7, the Colts 7.
George said, we're going to buy a Corona portable kerosene heater. And I said, it'll smell funny. It doesn't. I said, it's dangerous. But George showed me the UL sticker. I said, bet it's dirty. It's not. George said, we'll save lots of money on heat. And we have. George is usually wrong, but I gotta admit, he sure knows his hot air. Cozy up to Corona. Stay warm and safe.
Introducing the 82 Dodge Aries K, America's highest mileage 6-passenger driving machine, with even better mileage than last year. Front-wheel drive and improved suspension for better performance than last year. But the most incredible news for 82 is what isn't new, the base model price. Still America's lowest priced, highest mileage 6-passenger front-wheel drive car. The 82 Dodge Aries K Coupe, America's driving machine. And on other select new Dodge cars and trucks, get $300 to $1,000 cash. See participating dealers for complete detail.
Our cameras have followed his remarkable boxing career since the very beginning. Be ringside when Johnny Bump City Bumpus steps into the ring for the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship, live in just 2 weeks on NBC Sports World.
There you take a look at this large crowd on hand here at Memorial Stadium. The Colts have not drawn particularly well here in 1981, and it's understandable. They are 1-5. Rolf Benerschke puts his toe to the ball. Kevin Williams will receive it at the 2. And the man who almost had a shot at him was number 89. That is Pete Holohan. He could not hold him. Irvin Phillips finally did bring him down, but not before he brings it out to the 30-yard line. As you take a look at the Charger drive, consumed 6 minutes, 21 seconds of the first period. 14 plays, 80 yards. Chuck Muncie capped it, a 3-yard run around the left side.
Phil, Kevin Williams is that speedster out of USC that the Colts have just brought in to try to get some help on their specialty teams, and it looks like he's going to help his team an awful lot with that tremendous speed.
Out of the I formation, Burt Jones will put it up, goes right over the middle, and it is picked off. Woody Lowe, the intended receiver was Reese McCall. Woody, Gene, turned just a split second before the ball was there. Tremendous reaction.
Well, the Chargers went into what we call a double man on the outside. They had the cornerbacks coming up, taking the wide receivers in a bump and run fashion. Both safeties went to help the corners deep. That left number 51, Woodrow Lowe, man-to-man on the tight end. And whenever a quarterback sees that, he's going to try to get it to his tight end. But Woody Lowe stepped in front, made a great play, picked it off.
Now the first turnover of the ball game takes place at 3:02 of the first period. We have seen a lot of motion from both teams, a lot of guys in motion, Gene. What does that do to a secondary or a defensive unit?
Well, what you're trying to do with motions and lots of sets like the Cowboys do and like the Chargers certainly do is you try to get the defense to be confused. And whenever a defensive club gets confused or uncertain, then they tend to be a little more conservative, and you can have more things in your arsenal when you know that they're going to play a certain way.
Muncie. Running room down the far sideline. He's finally bumped out by Bubba Green. Muncie, a first down in Baltimore Colt territory.
From Chuck Muncie, as we mentioned before, and I think you can see him grabbing his hand a little bit. He's playing with that fractured left hand. He's got both bones, I think, in that left hand are fractured, and he's playing with that plastic cast. And when you fall on it, it's going to hurt. You can see him on the sideline. I think it's hurting him some now.
Dr. Paul Woodward takes a look at it. His little finger. Here's a couple of scores for you. Minnesota over Philadelphia, 21-9 at halftime. First and 10, San Diego. The ball at the 43. Fouts will put it up. Joyner. And it'll be close to another first down. Sanders Shiver brings him down.
Shiver on the stop.
So you take a look at number 18, Charlie Joyner. Fouts comes back, and he gets a roll zone to his left. He comes back to his right side. And Joyner just sort of holds up in that open area. He catches the football and gets up by the flag towards the first down, and I think he's going to have it. They're going to take a measurement. What a receiver he is, number 18, Charlie Joyner.
Well, he's in his 13th year out of Grambling. He's only 5'11", weighs 183 pounds, but he's 6th in the AFC in receiving. Let's take a look at this measurement. And I believe they have it. Oh, the Chargers with another first down, this time at the Baltimore 32-yard line.
Phil, you were talking a little bit before about the motion in different sets. When you use a lot of motion in different sets, if a defensive team is playing man-to-man defense, it's more effective than if they're playing a zone. The Colts, I think, are going to play more zone defense. Therefore, the motion may not have as much effect as it normally would.
Charlie Joyner, another super catch. Nesby Glasgow really popped him. The officials, though, blew it dead, and I think it was a correct call.
Well, as soon as the offensive man hits the ground with the football, the official usually blows the play dead. Faust gets back, and he finds Joyner over the middle. He gets the football to him, and I think you'll see that Joyner actually is on the ground before the ball pops loose. There, he's down.
He's down.
Now if the ball goes, the ball is dead at that point.
2nd and 2. Ball, 24-yard line of Baltimore. James Brooks, right side. And the stutter step this time does not fool Bubba Green or Bruce Laird.
Brooks carried. Bruce Laird.
Well, the Colts had some problems before, but they seem to be doing an outstanding job on shutting that run down today. So we take a look at number 40, Bruce Laird, a real veteran ball player. Just an outstanding player who gives an all-pro performance year in and year out. Excellent strong safety.
Now, we talked to him in the pregame, and he said, really, it's been lack of execution and inconsistency that has hurt the Baltimore Colts. Certainly the offensive talent is already there. Cappelletti joins Brooks in the backfield. Play action, Fouts to Holohan. He's got it, and he's down at the Colts' 10-yard line. It is Kim Anderson on the stop. It'll be 1st and goal, San Diego.
Well, Fouts did just a super job because he made that little play-action fake, and he sees his man open, and he gets rid of that football as soon as possible. And you can see it's not a pretty spiral, but it's right on target. It looked like a duck going out there, but it hit him right in the hands.
Well, like they say, they don't measure you by how pretty you throw them, just how many you get there. 1st and goal, San Diego. 35 seconds to play in the opening period. We are tied at 7-all. Give James Brooks right side. Bruce Laird held him up long enough for Sanders Shiver to come in and shove him out of bounds.
Well, that's a name and number we're going to see a lot of today. Number 40, Bruce Laird. Terrific strong safety, and he got up there in a hurry. Got a lot of help from 54, Sanders Shiver, who's making his first start today in a long time.
Now, this is a young Baltimore Colt ball club. There have been a lot of problems here this year, and we'll talk about those problems in the second period because we are at the end of period number 1, and we'll be back with the score tied, San Diego 7, Baltimore 7.
Let the Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 2 give your business the competitive edge.
Hey, a TRS-80. You bet. And Radio Shack's programs do my accounting, payroll, inventory, even word processing. But was it tough to set up? Not at all. The TRS-80 has low startup costs, requires no formal training, and it's expandable. Saves me time and money, and that's the competitive edge.
The TRS-80 Model 2 from $38.99 only at Radio Shack, the biggest name in little computers.
Looks like this big old hole in the ground's going to be safe for the night. Over.
They come on, old Pete. It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time to appreciate the difference between a good beer
when it's time to relax
and a great beer.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
You got the time. We got the beer. Come Miller time. We got the beer.
If you're ready to move up to a middleweight, Poland just built your saw.
It's a what? It's a pull-in 3400.
With a powerful, easy-starting engine, solid-state ignition, an incredible anti-vibration system, and more.
A pull-in 3400, huh?
You mean a Poland 3400?
To see it, go to your Poland dealer and say...
I'd like to see the the 3400, please.
Buy a Poland chainsaw and get an extra chain free.
The Chargers have the football at the Baltimore Colt 12-yard line as we're set to begin quarter number 2. Dan Fouts trots back onto the field. Chargers throwing for an average of 295 yards a game. That's second best in the National Football League behind the Minnesota Vikings, the team that beat San Diego last Sunday in the last seconds of that ball game in San Diego. Second down, goal to go at the 12. Fouts. Cappelletti. Touchdown, San Diego.
Field number 25, John Cappelletti got in the end zone. But what made this play work is look at the amount of time that Dan Fouts has to throw the football. He surveys the entire field, and no linebacker can cover a running back for that long. And that's number 52, Ed Smith, who tries to come in and make the play, but he's a little too late. But give that offensive line of the Chargers credit, because Fouts sat back there, and he had all the time he wanted to find an open receiver.
And it was set up by an interception by Woody Lowe. Rolf Benerschke will try and make it 14-7, and it's blocked. Number 91, Bubba Green, got those big mittens up on the ball. And so San Diego's lead is only 6. It is 13-7. Chargers will be back to Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
If you want a machine that really moves you, the
81 Cobra, Datsun 280ZX, Porsche 924, and Trans Am are the ones to beat. And here's a machine that does. Dodge Charger 2.2. Charger leaves them all behind in mileage and acceleration. 0 to 50 in 6.6 seconds. Dodge Charger 2.2, under $7,300. America's driving machine. Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for complete details.
Now there's a place where they have their own authorized mechanics, quality parts and service, and prices you can afford. Now there's K-Care, found only at Kmart.
Noisy muffler? We've got the answer, the Arrestor Plus. It's large, quiet, requires no adapters, and it's warranted for as long as you own your American-made car. Now it's sale priced at just $17.97. Need a muffler? Get the Arrestor Plus. Sure quiets things down. Get K-Care, only at Kmart.
The Colts battle the Browns. The Bills break the Broncos. The Patriots scout the Redskins. The Dolphins take on the Cowboys. The Seahawks against the Jets. Powerful passes fill the air next Sunday on NBC Sports.
We take a look at this replay. That ball is being kicked out of that dirt, and you can see it coming up. And number 99, Donnell Thompson, gets the block. Look at that, Bill. That's where that football came out of.
Looks like my golf game. 13-7 San Diego as Ralph Manushka is set to kick it away, and he boosts it to the near side. It'll be taken right at the goal line by number 31, Zachary Dixon. He advances it out to the 15-yard line before Hank Bauer hammers him down, and Irvin Phillips. Now you take a look at the San Diego Chargers scoring drive. Took them only 3 minutes to go 55 yards, 7 plays, a 12-yard pass. Fouts to Capoletti. It was only John's 3rd touchdown of the year. Set up by a Woody Lowe interception. So the Colts, like they have so many times here in 1981, they drop behind. Bert Jones tries to bring him back. Scrambling. And he's going to be sacked. He's down in the end zone. The official will spot it at about the 1-yard line. Jim Webb, who was in for Louis Kelcher out with a hamstring, brought him down.
Bill, the fans are booing about that, but what happened is that Bert Jones is trying to find some place to go. His forward progress, though, was stopped right at about the 1-foot-yard line. He drops back to throw the ball here, and he's trying to pick on this Charger defensive secondary, but they do an outstanding job. They have everyone covered. They're in a man-to-man defense. No one opens.
Second and a bundle. Flags go down. It is Randy McMillan out to about the 9-yard line. Pete Shaw on the stop. Let's take a look at that last play again.
Well, the Chargers put an awful lot of pressure on him. They back those offensive linemen up. Bert Jones has no place to go once he decides he can't throw the football. Tries to find some place to go, but then the officials ruled that his forward motion was really stopped on about the 1-yard line.
Now we've got an injured Charger down. He's not moving very much. It is Willie Buchanan, 10th-year man out of San Diego State University.
Encroachment, defense,
And the call is against San Diego. Encroachment. It'll be second down. And we'll take a timeout while the medical staff tends to Willie Buchanan. 14-18 to play in the second quarter. We'll be back.
What's more natural than spicy hot food and icy cold beer? What's more natural than Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch? It's the beer with a taste for food. So, when you want to put out the fire,
what's more natural than Natural Light?
When we tell you Michelin radials last and last.
Well, that's no surprise.
When we tell you Michelin radials save gas.
That's no surprise.
But when we tell you you can get Michelins for about the same price as other leading radials.
Now that's a surprise.
But it's true. We're America's fastest growing tire company. We make the tire you need at a price you can afford. See your Michelin dealer and prices set for your car. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Michelin. We put America on radials.
Our cameras have followed his remarkable boxing career since the very beginning. Be ringside when Johnny Bump City Bumpus steps into the ring for the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship, live in just 2 weeks on NBC Sports World.
Bill Stone and Gene Washington. We are set to go with 14:18 to play here in the second quarter from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. It is 2nd and 19. Jones will try and put it in the air. It is his tight end, Reese McCall, a first down at the San Diego 30-yard line. I should say the Baltimore 30-yard line.
Well, Burt Jones had time to throw the football. He gets back and he surveys the situation, and he finds his tight end, number 86, Reese McCall, who beats number 47, Frank Duncan, who's come in to take the place of Willie Buchanan, who went out with the injury.
1st and 10, Baltimore. Roger Carr, Ray Butler, the wide receivers. Butler at the bottom of your screen. Jones for Carr. He's got it, and he is bumped out of bounds by Allen Ellis.
Goes to Roger Carr. Taken out of bounds by Allen Ellis.
Well, again, they're picking on Allen Ellis, as did Minnesota. The week before, we take a look at this defensive line. There have been some changes. Number 61, Jimmy Webb, has come in place of Louis Kelcher. Jimmy Webb played with me out in San Francisco. He's a good player. Gary Johnson, I think, is also out.
He just checked back into the ballgame. He went out. Johnson has a neck injury, and he has just gone back in. We're not sure how much Gary will play today. Another first down for the Colts. Pitch near side. Dickey. Flag goes down. And Dickey is out for a pickup of about 5 yards on the play before he is wrestled down by Mike Williams. Curtis Dickey is a kind of running back coaches dream of, Gene. He's 6 foot, 201 pounds. Excellent, excellent speed. We saw him in the season opener up in New England. He just had a tremendous ball game.
Illegal motion, number 69, offense. First down.
Well, they caught Wade Griffin, the left tackle for the Colts, trying to get a head start. But I agree with you, Phil. When you have a guy in the offensive backfield as fast as Dickey is, not only is he a threat running the football, but when he comes out of that backfield as a receiver, he's a tremendous threat also.
1st and 15, Burt Jones. Swing pass, McMillan. Great pursuit by San Diego. Woody Lowe and Ray Preston, the outside linebackers, come up and hammer him down. And I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage, Gene.
Well, you can see on this replay, it's a planned screen, a quick screen all the way. Both guards are out in front. Number 61, Robert Pratt, and 62, Ken Huff. But as you said, number 51, Woody Lowe, comes up and makes the stop. Lowe has such great pursuit. He's all over that football field. Doesn't have a lot of height nor a lot of weight, but he's quick and he delivers a blow when he gets there. Just an outstanding player for the last several years for the Chargers.
It is now 2nd down and 16. The ball on the 34. Jones unloads across the middle. Reese McCall, and a flag goes down. And number 47, Frank Duncan, is waving, saying it was offensive interference, pushing off. Let's take a listen here.
I don't think so. They're going to discuss it. I think that Allen Ellis is going to be guilty of holding Reese McCall. McCall came across the middle, had him beat.
Holding. Offense, 68. Holding, 48. Offsetting foul. Replay the down.
Now there's an unusual call for you. Holding on both teams.
Well,
replay the down.
I missed the offensive holding, but I sure saw number 48, Allen Ellis, hold, because Reese McCall really crossed him up. He went down and gave him a nice fake and came across the middle. And Allen, in an effort to save himself, he grabbed a hold of Reese. I missed the offensive holding.
2nd down, 16. Ball still on the 34-yard line. On McCauley, Curtis Dickey are now the running back. McCauley loves to catch passes out of the backfield. Ray Butler cannot hold on. Wyatt Henderson running step for step with him, and the ball was right there. Just dropped it.
You're exactly right, Phil. The ball was right in his hands. And Butler usually doesn't drop on these. He's really came on last year, did a good job for the Colts. He has a little delayed action. He lets Carr clear things out. There the football's right in his hands and just drops it. He's a little frustrated with himself. You see, he turns around. He's not so much mad at the defender as he is with himself.
Willie Buchanan is back in the ballgame, we are glad to report. Third down and 16. Dickey, and he is brought down immediately by Lyndon King, the left side outside linebacker. Not nearly enough for the first down, and Baltimore will be faced with a 4th and 9 situation. It's time to kick it away.
Well, number 57, Lyndon King, did an outstanding job just keeping himself between Curtis Dickey and the goal line. When you're in this situation, you get the ball to a running back over the middle. The job of the linebacker is to let him catch the football and make sure you get the tackle. Don't let him break the tackle and gain the first down.
Mike Garrett is set to kick it away. Back deep to receive for San Diego is James Brooks. The up man is Pete Shaw. 11:05 to play in the second quarter. San Diego leads at 13-7. Brooks with a fair catch. He's got it. And San Diego will start from the 22-yard line. So it has been a good one here at Memorial Stadium. 11 minutes even to play before we reach halftime. San Diego 13, the Colts 7.
London Fog believes in unlimited possibilities. Unlimited construction. Unlimited details. Unlimited warmth. Outdoors Unlimited by London Fog. Rugged and ready jackets and coats for women and men. The possibilities are unlimited.
Can an American driving machine outdistance every Datsun on the highway? If we put a gallon of gas in every Datsun, and in the 1982 Dodge Omni Miser, one by one, every Datsun would run out. But Omni Miser would keep driving with the best highway mileage of any 5-passenger American car and the lowest price. At $54.99, the base model 82 Dodge Omni Miser doesn't cost $1 more this year than the end of last year. And on other select new Dodge cars and trucks, get $300 to $1,000 cash. See participating dealers for complete details.
Well, we are back with you here in Baltimore as the rain appears to be holding off. Let's just hope it will continue to do so. San Diego, 3 wide receivers. Kellen Winslow, the tight end, comes wide to the bottom of your screen. Bounce wants to put it in the air again. Throws the underneath man. It is Eric Severs, and he's got the ball and is taken out of bounds by number 54, Sanders Shiver. Interestingly enough, Gene, the Baltimore Colts are now playing a 3-4, and we'll talk about it after we tell you next Sunday. Don't forget to join host Bryant Gumbel for NFL 81. All the highlight scores and late-breaking news from all the games. Then an NFL doubleheader featuring a clash between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. And the rematch of Super Bowl VI, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. Check your local listings for the game in your area next Sunday on NFL 81. 2nd and 5. Fouts. Play action draw up the middle. James Brooks. He's got 3 yards.
James Brooks carried.
Ed Smith on the stop. Ed Smith moved from his middle linebacker spot today to the left outside linebacker. Does that cause problems, Gene, or is one linebacker spot just like any other?
Well, I always thought they were all just alike except for a guy like Dick Butkus, but it really does have an effect when you go from one side to another because you get so accustomed to going off, making a push off of one foot. But, Phil, you mentioned before they've gone to a 3-4, which is something they haven't done all season long.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 29. Fouts wants to put it up. He's got a man. It is James Brooks again out of the backfield, and he's got it as he was falling down. A first down at the 36-yard line.
Well, San Diego is so impressive with all of the people that they're able to incorporate into their passing system. They have so many guys coming at you, it's hard to figure out who's who. Even when we're up here at the 50-yard line, Phil, it's very difficult to realize who's in the game, who they're going to throw the football to. Everybody's in the passing situation.
Now you hit it right on the nose. Virtually everybody on the football field can catch a pass for the Chargers, and you have to be that way to play for Coryell. 1st and 10, Fouts. And it is intended, I believe, for Charlie Joyner, and he is hit instantaneously by Nesby Glasgow. Take a look at some other scores around the league today. Cincinnati, look at this.
Wow.
Do you believe it? The Bengals over the Steelers 20-0 in the third quarter. Pete Johnson, 3-yard run. Kenny Anderson has hit David Verser for a 73-yard scoring pass. 2nd and 10. Fouts already 12 of 18. Intended receiver over the middle was his tight end, Kellen Winslow. And quite frankly, it was a horribly thrown pass.
Well, I mean, let Fouts throw a bad one every now and then. He throws so many good passes, people tend to take it for granted. I was an ex-quarterback, and I didn't throw many good ones, so I can really appreciate it when you have a guy like number 14 throwing them for you.
Yeah, but you went to a wide receiver. Fouts is still a quarterback.
I had a little more speed than Fouts had. I mean, that was possible. But I tell you, it's a receiver's dream to be playing for an organization like the San Diego Chargers.
Wes Chandler, Dwight Scales, and Charlie Joyner, 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 10 for the Chargers. Fouts all the time in the world, intended for Winslow, and the jump ball is knocked away. As Winslow and number 51, Ricky Jones, go at it, and flags fall, and I believe it's going to be called against Ricky Jones.
I think it's going to be against Herb Orbis. They had things pretty settled until number 88, Herb Orbis, came over. Kellen Winslow had very little to do with the altercation at all. We'll take a look at the replay. Tries to get the ball to number 80, Kellen Winslow, and you can see that Ricky Jones, look at that.
Now look at what's going on, and now Herb Orbis comes over and just shoves him. That's what brought the flag. And you and I talked about it in the 2 earlier games we did with the Baltimore Colts. It is penalties and mistakes. Let's listen to the referee here.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 88, defense, first down.
Now you don't want to commit mistakes like that, and Herb Orbis knows it. Mistakes like that, errors like that have just killed the Colts, Gene, all year long.
Well, they certainly have, but Dan Fouts will take advantage of this situation. If he can get you down, he's going to step on you, and they're going for it now.
Wes Chandler on a post. And it is just overthrown. The man back there running step for step was Larry Brazil.
Bill, as I said before, when Dan Fouts gets you down, he's going to try to step on you, and he goes for all the marbles here as he tries to get the football in the end zone to Wes Chandler. And Chandler has his man, number 47, Larry Brazil, beat. If that ball stays a little to the inside, it's going to be 6 points. And Larry Brazil has good speed, but he can't stay up with Wes Chandler, who has outstanding speed.
Well, it is now 2nd and 10. The ball spotted right on the midfield stripe. 9:24 to play here in the first half. Charlie Joyner splits wide left. Wes Chandler is wide right. Kellen still on his feet. Bruce Laird had a shot at him. He could not bring him down. Sanders Shiver finally does, but not before Kellen Winslow picks up about 8 yards on the play.
That was a sweet move that Kellen Winslow made that time after he caught the football. As we take a look at this replay, the best way to get back at a defender is to come back and beat him. Winslow catches a football, and Laird just can't hold on, and Winslow just uses his superior athletic ability to gain another 4 yards out of the play.
Almost looked like a matador there. He's a very graceful tight end. Winslow in motion now. Pitch, far side, Brooks. Running room. And little James Brooks runs it for a first down inside the Baltimore 30-yard line.
Well, when you said little, he's only about 5'9", but he's a very tough runner. He runs up in there with a lot of authority for a guy his size, but give credit to the left side of that offensive line of the Chargers. Doug Wilkerson over there leading the way. And that offensive line does such a super job. But the offensive line throughout the league, they do not get credit for the outstanding job that they do. And you can't have a good football team if you don't have a good line, and that's where all the action starts. That's the point of attack, the offensive line.
1st and 10. Brooks tries the left side, and he's got a few. He's inside the Baltimore 25-yard line. Mike Woods brings him down. As you look at James Brooks, boy, what a great surprise he has been for San Diego. Drafted primarily as a kickoff and punt return specialist, and he's done a great job there. But he has also been effective running out of the backfield.
Well, you need some speed in that backfield. Chuck Muncie gives you both size and speed. But you can't count on one guy all the time. You need someone to take up the slack, and that's what James Brooks has been able to do.
2nd and 6. Fouts under pressure. He throws for Joyner. What a catch, Charlie Joyner.
That is just an absolutely amazing reception. Number 18, Charlie Joyner, goes up, just reaches out both hands and catches the football, sort of going away from him. Tremendous effort. And Fouts did a great job eluding the rush to get the football away.
Well, Mike Woods almost had Dan Fouts, and the guy we spoke of, James Brooks, pushed Mike Woods about 4 or 5 yards out of the way. Tremendous block by James Brooks to make that touchdown pass to Joyner possible. Rolf Benerschke comes on. We're trying to make it 20-7. This time he punches it home. So San Diego, with 7 minutes 30 seconds to play in the second quarter, has gone ahead of the Baltimore Colts 20-7. We'll be back in just a moment.
There's only one car rental company in the world, big enough and good enough to be number one for everyone. Hertz.
Who else guarantees your final rental charges in advance, like this?
And lets you go right from your plane to your car without stopping at the rental counter.
And they never charge for mileage, no matter where you rent the car or where you return it.
Whatever you need in a car rental company, there's still only one company you'll ever need.
With Valvoline motor oil, you can save up to 10 bananas every time you change your own oil and filter. Valvoline's formulated to help prevent oil breakdown and heat buildup. Even in today's high-revving engines, you're not only getting tough engine protection from a top-quality motor oil, you're saving money, too. Now, that's a Valvoline double feature you just can't afford to pass up. Valvoline, when you want to do it yourself.
The Colts battle the Browns. The Bills break the Broncos. The Patriots scout the Redskins. The Dolphins take on the Cowboys. The Seahawks against the Jets. Powerful passes fill the air next Sunday on NBC Sports.
We are underway as Rolf Benerschke puts his foot to the ball, and it is fumbled right there by Kevin Williams. He's got it now, and he's out to about the 18, 19-yard line before Pete Holohan tricks him up.
Williams on the return.
There you take a look at the San Diego Chargers scoring drive. 11 plays, 78 yards, culminated a 23-yard scoring pass to Charlie Joyner. Fouts, listen to this. 14 of 23 already for 168 yards. And we've still got 7 minutes, 21 seconds to play in the second quarter. 2 touchdowns today. One to Capoletti, that one to Charlie Joyner.
First and 10, 19.
First and 10, Baltimore. Bert Jones right over the middle to Randy McMillan. And he's out across the 30. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
KCST TV, San Diego.
There you take a look at the score here. It is San Diego 20, Baltimore 7. The Colts drew first blood. And since that time, Gene, it has been all Chargers.
Well, they're certainly a very confident football team, and I guess they've always been that way on offense. They've made some changes on defense today, and they seem to be having an effect.
Bert Jones to Ray Butler. He tries to turn it back outside, but Allen Ellis was not to be fooled. He was beaten badly last week by the Minnesota Vikings, and he is playing very, very well thus far today.
Well, I played against Ellis when he was with the Chicago Bears and I was with the 49ers, and he had tremendous speed and quickness. He's since had knee surgery. I think it slowed him down a little bit, but he's still a veteran ball player, has lots of experience. He's going to make the action take place in front of him. He's only been here for about a week and a half, and he can't understand the system completely yet. So he's at a little disadvantage.
First and 10, Colts. Jones is going for it to Butler. And he cannot get to the football. Again, Allen Ellis was right there. And the crowd feels it should be pass interference. No way. Both players were going for the football.
You're exactly right. The defensive man has as much a right to the football as the offensive man. And you can see that number 48, Ellis, is looking for the football. And Ray Butler If anything goes wrong, Butler runs into Ellis. So if there's going to be a flag, the flag has to be against number 80, Ray Butler.
Oh, it is now 2nd and 10 for the Colts. The ball spotted at the San Diego 45-yard line. The Chargers now employ the nickel backfield. The 5 defensive backs, Mike Williams, Wyatt Henderson, Pete Shaw, Willie Buchanan, and Allen Ellis. Chargers now with just 3 down linemen. 2nd and 10. Jones will put it in the air. He's got a man. A flag goes down. Curtis Dickey with the football, and Lyndon King brings him down.
Bill, there's a flag down. The Chargers went to their double zone defense, or sort of man-to-man with the cornerbacks. And as I thought, it's going to be holding. I think it's against Roger Carr because they had him double-teamed on the right side. Let's take a look at this replay. You'll be able to see it on the top half of your screen. Roger Carr is going to get double coverage. And I think they're going to be guilty of holding him. There you can see it. Number 32, Wyatt Henderson. And I think what happened is that he chucked him.
Contact. Number 32, defense. Automatic first down.
Bill, that's the illegal chuck rule. He chucked him when he got beyond 5 yards downfield, and that's illegal. That was illegal last year.
A chuck is...
Once the offensive receiver gets beyond 5 yards, you cannot bump him at all. You cannot put your hands on him.
So a bump or a block and a chuck, all virtually the same thing.
Well, a chuck is when you put your hands on the receiver, and that's what Wyatt did that time. He put his hands on him about 10 yards downfield.
It is a first down. The ball at the 40-yard line. It is Randy McMillan, and it looked like he tripped over Robert Pratt's foot. He dives forward for a couple. Woody Lowe and Bob Horn fall on top of him. So it is 2nd and 9 for Baltimore. Look at this one. Can you believe it? Cincinnati over the Steelers now 27-0 in the third quarter. New England stepping it out over the Oilers 24-10 up in Foxborough. The Jets over Buffalo 27-14. What a surprise there.
Talk about a club that has really been rejuvenated. Those Jets have really come back, haven't they?
2nd and 9. Burt Jones now is going to try and run it upfield. And he finally dives down. A good move because John Woodcock was trailing him.
Woody was right on him. Number 90, Woodcock. He has a lot of speed for a defensive lineman. He really gets around.
John Woodcock last week in San Diego against the Minnesota Vikings sacked Kramer. He forced a fumble and recovered a fumble all on the same play. I mean, this is a big guy, 6'3", 255. Chargers just got him about 4 weeks ago from the Detroit Lions in a trade. Burt Jones, 9 of 15, 126 yards, a touchdown and 1 interception. 3rd and 5. Right over the middle. Curtis Dickey will be close to the first down, and I think he'll have enough for it. Willie Buchanan right on the stop, and it'll be very, very close to a first down. They'll have to measure for it. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first half here at Memorial Stadium. New Orleans over the Cleveland Browns. What's going on today? 17-10 in the third quarter. George Rogers, a 79-yard run in that one.
Minnesota over Pittsburgh, was it 29? Over Philadelphia, I'm sorry.
21-9. Look at that one. Kramer, a couple of touchdown passes. A 50-yarder to Sammy White, another one to Bob Brewer. A 1-yard pass. In fact, Kramer has 3 touchdown passes. San Francisco over Green Bay, 10-3. We'll have all the scores for you. Some highlights at halftime. 3 minutes, 57 seconds to play in the first half. It is 1st and 10, Baltimore at the San Diego 30. Roger Carr. And it is picked off by Mike Williams. What an interception for San Diego. Burt Jones picks himself up off the grass here. He can't believe it.
Well, Burt Jones wishes he had that football back because there's no way he should have thrown it. His man was not over at any time.
So San Diego will have the football. They already have the lead. We'll be back in just a moment.
To help you buy a new car, Chrysler is holding 81 sticker prices on its Omni and Horizon Misers and Customs, its Aries and Reliant K 2- and 4-door base models. 82 cars at 81 prices. And now at participating dealers, Chrysler savings certificates save you $300 to $1,000 on most other new 81 and 82 cars and trucks, depending on model. For 82 cars at 81 prices, or savings certificates worth $300 to $1,000, come to Chrysler.
What's more natural than pasta and beer? Ah, what's more natural than natural light from Anheuser-Busch? The beer with a taste for food. It's natural, and it's light. So when you want to leave room for more...
What's more natural than natural light?
Well, the Chargers have the football at their own 20-yard line following that interception by Mike Williams, San Diego's second interception of the day. Woody Lowe got one earlier. It led to a touchdown by the Chargers. And now with 3:48 to play, you can bet San Diego will try and put another one on the board. First man through, John Cappelletti. And he breaks into the Baltimore Colts defensive secondary. Pickup of about 9 yards on the play.
Phil, let's take a look at that interception. Burt Jones is going back, and he's getting pressure, and he's going to throw this football. He makes the pump fake to Carr on the inside. He throws his ball, and look, he's falling away, and there's absolutely no chance because it's double coverage over there. Look, no chance at all. Pete Shaw is there along with Mike Williams, who comes up with the interception.
Second down and 1. James Brooks goes for the first down, and he's finally hit out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Ed Smith is there to take him out. Well, the Chargers trying to move the football and get another one on the board here. San Diego simply not content to sit back with a 20-7 lead. 3:11 to play in the first half. As you take a look at Burt Jones, boy, don't you know he'd like to have that pass back.
Oh, he sure would. He knew that he put that ball up there, and as soon as he let go, I think he said, give it back to me, because, as I mentioned before, he had no chance. He was outnumbered 2-1.
Kellen Winslow in motion, now heads up to the top. Bounce on 1st and 10. Over the middle, Joyner. And he's got another first down. Ed Smith there, combining with Larry Brazil to bring him down, but not before the Chargers have another first down at the 47.
Phil, I could see that one all the way from up here in the booth, because you had number 18, Charlie Joyner, working against the linebacker, number 52, Ed Smith, who's probably the least effective linebacker on the Colts against the pass. There's no way that Ed Smith is going to cover a wide receiver.
Cappelletti and James Brooks, the running backs, out of the eye on 1st and 10. Give Cappelletti. And he goes for about 3 yards before he's knocked down at the midfield stripe. 2:30, 2:29, 2:28. Unless somebody calls a timeout, that will certainly be the last play before the 2-minute warning here in the first half.
Phil, do you sometimes get the feeling that San Diego runs the ball just so they can rest to put it in the air?
Give Dan Fout's arm kind of a rest.
Let the receivers catch their wind.
Now the clock continues to tick down, 2:04, 2:03, and I'm sure we will have the 2-minute warning. And we are there.
That's the 2-minute warning.
So, they'll take a timeout, and we will too. With 2 minutes to play in the first half, San Diego 20, Baltimore 7.
Throughout our lives, we encounter many obstacles. Some we recognize and overcome. Others disguise themselves and challenge our will to go on. But with help from our families, our friends, our communities, we can come back and win.
Hi, I'm Rolf Nurse for the San Diego Chargers. Recently, I faced a serious medical problem of my own.
One thing that was so important throughout the course of my illness was the support I got. People wrote me letters and sent me cards and kept me in their prayers the entire time I was ill and trying to recover. And that was so important in giving me the will to try to come back and play again. During my stay in the hospital, I came to realize that people have all kinds of problems. Family problems, disease, in fact, that we can't even pronounce the name of. And yet the common thread between all these things is that these people need help. They need support.
You can help others by contributing to the United Way.
Thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. Now you take a look at Dan Fouts. 14 touchdown passes coming into this ball game. 79 touchdown passes in his career in 42 games. Joe Ferguson's also thrown for 14. Morton and Richard Todd not far behind him. And he's got 2 more today, so Fouts has now thrown for 16 TD passes on 1981. 15 of 24, 185 yards today. Kellen Winslow reverses his field, goes back up top. Fouts going for it. He's got Wes Chandler, and he cannot hold on at the Baltimore 35. That'll stop the clock with 1:55 to play. San Diego coming in. The most potent offensive attack in all of pro football, averaging 32 yards a game, 32 points a game.
Well, again, Phil, I mentioned before the importance of that offensive line. The Chargers have great people at the skill positions, but they couldn't do any of it without those guys up front.
3rd and 7. Dan for Chandler again. And I believe he's got it. Yes, he does. Oh, and that's going to incite some of the Baltimore Colts.
Well, Dan Fouts is certainly happy about that. He laid that football in there over the linebackers. Came in perfectly. Wes Chandler catches the football, does what he's coached to do. He gets that other foot down. It's difficult to see from this angle because some of the Colts are in the way, but I think it was close enough where the official couldn't take it away from him.
Not only did he get the first down, but more importantly, he stopped the clock with 1:49 to play. Boy, Wes Chandler reminds you so much of John Jefferson, just his moves out there. First and 10, ball at the 31. Fouts. Near side, Joyner. And he cannot get to the football. Sanders Shiver is there to front him and did a very, very effective job.
Number 54, Sanders Shivers, got a little lucky that time because he didn't see the football coming. Joyner tried to come back, and he almost caught the football. We may get a shot of a replay here. You'll see that Sanders never sees a football. Joyner tries to come back over his back and catch it, but unfortunately Shivers is just sort of running along with him, and Joyner can't come up with the catch.
1:44 to play in the first half. Joyner goes wide to the left. Wes Chandler split out wide left. There seems to be confusion with the Chargers as Eric Seaver, a tight end, didn't quite know what was going on. He called timeout. Fouts 16 for 27, 200 yards. We've followed boxer Johnny Bumpus through his days as an amateur in the National Golden Gloves and the Olympic trials. Now as a young pro, Bumpus gets a title shot as he fights Willie Rodriguez for the USBA Junior Welterweight crown on NBC Sports World Saturday, October 31st. Plus, aerial athletes test their skills in the tricky winds of the Sierra Nevadas and the National Hang Gliding Championships. That's all on NBC Sports World, October 31st. Now that is Halloween.
Not a bad first half for number 14, Dan Fouts.
You know, the last time Dan Fouts was in this stadium was when he was 11 years old. He was with his dad, Bob Fouts, then a broadcaster. And his dad was telling me before today's game, they sat in the stands at the closed end of Memorial Stadium here, and Dan Fouts was just starry-eyed. Nice homecoming. James Brooks on 2nd and 10, left side. And he's got another first down for the Chargers near the Baltimore 20-yard line. Boy, he simply outran Reggie Pinckney. Bruce Laird was there to finally bump him out.
He certainly did, but Kellen Winslow made it all happen with a great crackback block. And that allowed James Brooks the room to get outside, and then he turned on his speed. And as you said, he just beat number 37, Reggie Pinckney, to the corner.
1:36 to play here in the first half from Memorial Stadium. It has been San Diego, with the exception of a few fleeting moments in the first quarter when Baltimore took a 7-0 lead. It is now 27. Capoletti Doesn't find much before Bubba Green, the big defensive tackle on the right side, shuts it off. Clock continues to run. A minute 20, a minute 19, a minute 18. 2nd and 5. The Chargers knock it on the door again.
Well, Phil, what they may do is throw the football into the end zone with a pass going for the touchdown, but they want to keep good field goal position. In other words, try to keep that football in the middle of the field if possible.
Look at that. Total points for San Diego, 193. Winslow in motion. Fouts going for James Brooks, and James simply stopped running.
Well, he stopped running because Fouts threw that football away. There was no question about what he was doing with the football. He knew that he didn't have anything, and in this situation, you don't want to get a turnover, so just throw it in the stands. Come back and take another shot.
There you take a look at Mike McCormick, and boy, has he taken some heat the last few weeks here in Baltimore.
Well, Phil, both you and I have read the newspapers, and they have just been all over this organization. Coaches and players alike.
Yeah, there's a lot of finger pointing going on here, and that's usually the mark of a young ball club. Everybody pointing the finger at everybody else. Joyner in motion. 3rd and 5. James Brooks. Well, his little stutter step fooled Sanders Shiver. It did not fool the left corner, Nesby Glasgow. And he was trying to get out of bounds. Could not do it. Clock continues to run. 38, 37, 36. The ball at the 12-yard line, and you have to wonder if San Diego will stop the clock or just let it tick down and kick for 3. They don't appear to be in any great hurry.
Well, Fouts is looking to the sidelines for his instructions.
Well, it is 4th and 2. You've got to believe they're just going to let it tick down. Get it down to about 4 seconds and bring on Rolf Benershka. And why not? He's 6 for 9 this year. His longest is 52. This is almost an automatic for Rolf.
Well, they trot out onto the field, and there he is, number 6, Rolf Benershka. I'm sure he's going to try to find a spot where that ground is not too dug up.
Well, it is very, very difficult to kick from the dirt, and again, you wonder why they don't cover it over.
I think they're probably the only facility that I can think of where they don't put in at least some sort of grass once the baseball season's over. Come in and just cover that dirt infield with a layer of sod, but they never do that here. And you asked me the question, I really don't have the answer. I don't know why they don't do that, because I think it hurts their players as much as it does the opposition.
I don't think there's any question about that, Gene. In San Diego, the moment the last out is made by the San Diego Padres, the ground crew is out there covering it with the natural grass. Now this time, Rolf will have a good spot just outside the 20-yard line. Officially, it'll be a 31-yard attempt. And he hits a line drive. It is good. So the San Diego Chargers have added to their lead. It is now 23-7.
He boomed that one through. I mean, he really got a shot on that one.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest field goal you'll ever see, but the end result was just the same. 23-7. San Diego will have scores for you at halftime. As you take a look at Don Coryell, Charger coaching staff, and rightly so, has been very, very concerned about that defensive secondary. In fact, about the whole defensive team. And they are certainly playing well today, Gene.
Well, they certainly are. You can see on your screen James Harris there with a baseball cap on talking to Wes Chandler. Well, they've made some changes to try to shore things up in that defensive backfield area. Willie Buchanan has gone over to that strong safety spot. And, of course, we mentioned before, Alan Ellis coming from the Bears gives them added experience at the corner position. But Jack Pardee has come in and is instilling a very sophisticated defense for the Chargers. And that's something that takes time, particularly when you have young ball players. And the Chargers have 3 rookie defensive backs out of their 7 total.
Rolf Benershka sends a little squibber down there. It'll be picked up by Zachary Dixon. Oh, Hank Bauer is there to bring him down, and a flag goes into the heap.
Illegal blocking from behind the bubble race. Number 83 on the return team.
Now it's called an illegal block below the waist by Tim Sherwin, the tight end. However, it was an offensive foul. The clock ran out. So there we stand. It is halftime here in Baltimore. San Diego leads the Colts 23-7. We'll be back with halftime festivities in a moment.
Nowadays, there are all sorts of ways of saving and investing money that help fight inflation. The problem is finding the one that's most profitable for you, because now you're forced to swim through all kinds of confusing details: maturity dates, minimum deposits, interest rates, even tax benefits. But there is a way to escape all this confusion. It's by calling or visiting your full-service bank. For professional guidance with high-yield savings, it's all the bank you'll ever need.
This is radiator rust. It's building up after just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze. Now look at a radiator protected with new improved Prestone 2 after the same miles. Quite a difference. Introducing the new silicone silicate formula Prestone to lock out rust and corrosion in all metals. Now it's even stronger for better aluminum protection. New improved Prestone 2. The best seller just got better. No wonder we're number one.
The Colts battle the Browns. The Bills break the Broncos. The Patriots scout the Redskins. The Dolphins take on the Cowboys. The Seahawks against the Jets. Be there when powerful passes fill the air next Sunday. Then, in just 2 weeks, Johnny Bump City Bumpus returns to NBC Sports World with his eyes set on the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Don't miss it. NFL football next Sunday and great boxing action in 2 weeks on NBC Sports.
It is halftime here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where the San Diego Chargers lead the Baltimore Colts 23-7. And, Gene, as long as the rain holds off, I would assume we will continue to see footballs in the air.
Well, I'm sure we will, but I don't think the rain is going to make much difference. Now, the Colts, they came out with lots of enthusiasm. They got the first score, but since then it's been all Chargers as they continue to play with that tremendous confidence on offense that they've had for the last several years, and Dan Fouts is leading the way with over 200 yards in the first half. They're just playing excellent football. They're getting the football around to all of their receivers, the running backs. Number 21, James Brooks, has come in to do a good job helping out Chuck Muncie, who's playing with that fractured wrist. On offense, they just look super.
Well, as you mentioned, Burt Jones, the Roger Carr, began things for the Baltimore Colts, but it wasn't long before San Diego came right back to tie it on a 3-yard sweep around the left side by Chuck Muncie. And just watch what he does to number 25 in blue, Nesby Glasgow.
But when Muncie sees that goal line and the only thing between him and a score is a defensive back who's only about 5'9", there's not going to be any question as to what's going to happen.
Well, Chuck Muncie has certainly got the job done since coming to San Diego from New Orleans in midseason last year. It was Chuck Muncie's 8th touchdown of the year. He has just been super. Last week against the Minnesota Vikings, Chuck had 21 carries for 102 yards with a busted left hand. And that tells you something about this man. Last year he had a bad rap. He fumbled the ball consistently. But this year he has held on to the football and has done an outstanding job for San Diego. Fouts then hit Capoletti in the second quarter, in fact 5 seconds into the second quarter, on a 12-yard scoring pass. He came back and hit Charlie Joyner and then Rolf Benerschke just before halftime with 8 seconds to play in the second quarter, a 31-yard field goal. And that is where we stand. There you see it. San Diego leading the Baltimore Colts 23-7. NFL 81 halftime activities will continue in a moment. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Wednesdays. What happened? Emmy Award winner Tony Randall returns to television in a new comedy series, Love, Sidney. How about that? And Jack Klugman begins another exciting season as Quincy. Isn't that incredible? Can't wait to see me. They're quite a couple. Tony Randall and Jack Klugman, back to back. It's wonderful. Love, Sidney and Quincy on NBC.
Rushes the passer. He's got him and sacks him for a 10-yard loss. Way to go, Louie.
Get a print of Louie at Jack in the Box. It's free. Just buy your favorite Supreme sandwich, fries, and a regular soft drink, and we'll give you a beautiful limited edition print of the San Diego Chargers in action. Free. There's a different print each week, and all 4 were commissioned specially for Jack in the Box. So collect them now. This week, get Power Line with Gary Johnson, Leroy Jones, Fred Dean, and Louis Kelcher. Free, only at Jack in the Box. You got it.
Turn to KCST-TV San Diego for Live at 5.
Well, it is less than a great day here in Baltimore. It is overcast, but as we mentioned, the rain has held off. I suppose we should be thankful for that.
Well, it's been a great performance, particularly in the first half, by Dan Fouts. Over 200 yards throwing the football. And Bert Jones hasn't done a bad job. He's just not getting the kind of protection that Fouts is getting.
Well, we talked earlier, Gene. The Baltimore Colts got on the scoreboard first. We're going to show you how that happened. It happened early in the first quarter. In fact, it was not a particularly good performance by the San Diego Chargers here. Bert Jones dropped back to pass, and he hit his wide receiver, and that was 7 quick ones.
Well, they got Roger Carr man-to-man. Carr beat his man to the middle. But the question that I still have in my mind is, where was the free safety? Because there wasn't a blitz, and the free safety should be in the middle.
Well, as we've talked about the entire first half, it has been San Diego coming out with an entirely new defensive backfield alignment. We talked about them in the first half of play. And I think if San Diego continues to do the things they did in the first half, the Chargers perhaps will continue to hold on to this lead here in this ball game. Let's take a look at some scores, other ball games around the National Football League today. It is 27-0 Cincinnati over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pete Johnson has scored on a 3-yard run. Anderson to David Verser, a 73-yard touchdown pass. Charles Alexander, a 3-yard touchdown run. It has been all Cincinnati. Look at this one. We've got another one for you. New England over the Houston Oilers, 24-10 at Foxborough. That one now. And the fourth period, Andy Johnson to Stanley Morgan, a 28-yard scoring pass. Stabler came back to tie it on a 9-yard strike to Dave Casper. Grogan to Stanley Morgan, a John Smith field goal, and Grogan to Andy Johnson has given, as we said, the Patriots a 24-10 lead over the Houston Oilers. Surprises around the league today. And look at this one. Fourth quarter, the Jets over Buffalo, 30-14. That's a surprise after you saw what the Buffalo Bills did to the Miami Dolphins last Monday night on Monday Night Football. So we will have more scores for you in just a few moments, but right now, let's go to New York. Studio 6C, Bryant Gumbel, a special interview with none other than Bob Hope himself.
We're four of a kind. We all play with Jerry. We're four of a kind. Keep it in mind. Your safety is hairy if we should unwind. All day we sing, Jerry, you have done that certain thing, Jerry.
Just a bit of the highlights from the show, a celebration that'll be seen here on NBC on Thursday. Bob, it's good to have you joining us. You were just telling me that show was exciting to do because the audience was star-studded as well as the people on stage.
Unbelievable. It's the most dignitaries I've ever seen in one audience.
Was it fun?
Great, because every time I did a joke about him, we'd cut to the person getting that jolt, and it was great reaction. I never had anything like that. I mean, we've cut to kids in camps and everything, but when you cut to Trudeau and Portillo, because I said Portillo is having a nice time, but he has Uncle Sam's revenge. And when I said the ex-president of France, D'Estaing kissed me on both cheeks, I felt I was back in Southern California. It was fun to kind of cut to him. And also I said when President Reagan, I'm glad he finally arrived, because up till that time, George Bush or Alexander Haig didn't know who was in charge. And we cut to the three of them, for the reaction.
And you are the longest-running success story in Washington. You have been a part of how many administrations now in D.C.?
Well, Crosby used to say Lincoln, but that's not true. I go back to FDR.
Do you ever wind up making comparisons about the people in Washington?
No, it's pretty hard because, they're all pretty charming, talented people. I mean, they have to be to get into that position, and I've enjoyed knowing all of them.
How do they take to Bob Hope's ribbing? Do they react in different ways?
Oh, they're fine. They're fine. They're really good.
I want to congratulate you. This is not a part of what we had intended to do, but last night there was a dinner in Washington celebrating your 40 years of doing shows for the USO, the building of a new USO center, our ambassador of goodwill. Have you ever added up the mileage you have traveled for our servicemen around the world?
No, but for a long time my wife thought I was a pilot for United.
Bob, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
Brian, great to see you.
I appreciate your coming in. It's called A Celebration. It's Thursday night on NBC, 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Right.
I look forward to it. Right now we're looking forward to a second half of football, so let's go back out to the ballpark.
Thank you very much, Brian Gumbel. Let's take a look at some more scores around the National Football League today. And again, the surprises continue. I guess we shouldn't even call them surprises anymore. Perhaps the word upset should be eliminated from the pro football jargon. Look here, Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. It is New Orleans over the Cleveland Browns in the fourth quarter, 17-13. The highlight of that one, George Rogers, the rookie, has run for 79-yard touchdown run. At Minnesota, look at this one. The Vikes over the Philadelphia Eagles, 28-9. Listen here. Tommy Kramer has thrown for 4 touchdown passes. One to Joe Senzer, one to Sammy White, one to Bob Brewer, and another to Ahmad Rashad. At Green Bay, San Francisco leads the pack right now. Jan Stenerud put Green Bay ahead on a 26-yard field goal. Ray Wershing came back to tie it for the 49ers, but Johnny Davis has run one in from 8 yards out to give San Francisco a 10-3 lead. That one now in the fourth period. And Atlanta leads St. Louis 27-17. 2 Steve Bartkowski to Alfred Jenkins passes, and that has done it for the Atlanta Falcons. So that is the story here at Baltimore. And we'll be back in just a few minutes here at Memorial Stadium. As we've said, here it is San Diego 23, the Baltimore Colts 7. It has not really been that big of a surprise that San Diego leads it. What is rather surprising is how easy they have been able to dominate Baltimore. This 1981 National Football League game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. For 1982, Chrysler has the cars, the quality, and the prices America needs. By Schlitz, the master brewer's brew. Just one taste and you'll know behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. By the Bell System, putting its knowledge to work for your business in the information age. And by Alcoa, producers of energy-saving aluminum. We'll be back with the second half kickoff after these words.
Things move slowly when you take orders at each local office. But with telemarketing, you centralize through the Bell Network, the world's most advanced information management system. Orders flow to one office. You speed up your order cycle, speed up cash flow. You are already part of the network. Use it. Put our knowledge to work for you. The Information Management Network from Bell.
The new generation of Dodge Rams made an X-Ford owner out of me, and now Dodge has come up with this new Ram Miser. Beautiful inside and out. And Ram Miser gives Dodge the biggest increase in gasoline mileage of all full-size pickups. Hard to believe it's America's lowest priced pickup. Equipped, not stripped.
Dodge trucks are ramped up.
Get $300 to $1,000 cash on select new Dodge cars and trucks. See participating dealers for complete details.
Canon proudly presents the new AE1 program. For the pro photographer,
it's even more advanced.
And for pro quarterback Joe Theismann,
it's even simpler to use.
Hey, Dad! No matter how tough the shot, the new program mode automatically sets the camera for the best possible photo.
This new Canon is super.
The new AE1 program. So advanced, it's simple. And more of both. Canon, the photographic consultant to the National Football League.
Well, the fans here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore have seen this act before. Their Baltimore Colts trailing at halftime. San Diego leads it 23-7. And statistically, Gene, it has been all San Diego.
Well, all you have to do is look at the total net yards. San Diego has 298 to Baltimore's 129. San Diego in passing 203 yards and rushing 95 to the Colts 21 yards on the ground and 108 through the air. And as you said, it's been all Chargers here in the first half.
Now look at those first downs. San Diego with 18 to Baltimore's 10. Time of possession also tells a big, big story. The Chargers having the football for over 18 minutes. The Baltimore Colts for just over 11. And the 2 Baltimore turnovers have led directly to scores. One a touchdown, the other a field goal, with time running out in the first half by Rolf Panershka. The 2 turnovers being interceptions, one by Woody Lowe, the other by Mike Williams. San Diego's defensive secondary, which was very, very shoddy coming into this ball game, has played exceptionally well today. In fact, Gene, you'd really never know they had any problems by the way they're playing today.
Well, you certainly wouldn't. And as we mentioned before, they made the one big change, taking number 28, Willie Buchanan, off the left corner spot and bringing him in to play strong safety. Pete Shaw moving into free safety, and then Allen Ellis Only been in the training camp or training situation with the Chargers for about a week and a half, and he's starting at the left corner, which he should get a lot of credit for that. Coming in a new system and going out there and starting, that takes an awful lot, particularly at the cornerback position.
Now there you take a look at Burt Jones with Greg Landry. There's the Gaylord Perry of pro football. He got on me after the first game when I called him that.
Has tremendous knowledge of the football game, though.
Yeah, that tells you something about how long he's been around the game. Gene, you played with Greg Landry in Detroit.
Well, that's right. Since he came into the league as a rookie, he's just been an outstanding football player, and more importantly, a great asset to the game of football as a person.
Now back deep to receive. There's Zachary Dixon along with Kevin Williams. Ralph Panershka is set to kick it away. It's a short one, and it'll be Dixon at the 9. Now check that. It was Kim Anderson who takes it out to the 20-yard line. Don Coryell looks on, likes what he sees. Let's reset the lineups for you as Burt Jones goes on. Offensively for the Baltimore Colts as they start the second half, it'll be Jones. His running backs, Curtis Dickey, Randy McMillan. Wide receivers, Carr, Butler. The tight end is Reese McCall. The offensive line, there you see it, Griffin, Pratt, Donaldson, Huff, and Jeff Hart. To the bottom of your screen is Roger Carr. Ray Butler is in the slot. The give, second man, it is Dickey, and he will not fool John Woodcock. Gains about 3 yards on the play, maybe 4. Take a look at this San Diego Charger defense. There's the man we just spoke of, John Woodcock. He's joined by Johnson, Kelcher, and Jones. Linebackers, Lowe, Bob Horn, and Lyndon King. And the backs, Williams, Ellis, Shaw, and Buchanan. They have played very, very well today. Chargers now employ the nickel backfield. On 2nd and 9, Jones will put it up. Dickey, and he cannot hold it. The ball was right there.
If Dickey had held on to that football, he may have run it all the way into the end zone. As you can see the disgust on the face of head coach Mike McCormick. Burt Jones drops back, and he gets the ball right into Dickey's hands. Ray Preston challenges Dickey right on the line of scrimmage. Dickey gets by him, and you can see that he's got 2 steps on him. Just does not watch the football. He makes that error. He does not watch the football all the way into his hands.
Now, we talked earlier about the heat that head coach Mike McCormick has taken, but there's no coach in the world that can teach you to hang on to a football that you should have caught anyway. 3rd down. It is McCauley out of the backfield, and he'll be close to a first down. No, they're saying it bounced, and McCauley's still running.
Well, that call is going to create lots of controversy as they gather around to talk about it. Let's take a look at the replay. Jones gets the ball to McCauley, who sort of dives. There you can see he's diving to catch the football, and he's got it. He's got possession of it. Now he hits the ground.
He's got the ball.
It's shielded a little bit from our view, but the one official, I guess, who had a clear shot at it, decided that the football popped away just before he hit the ground.
So it is 4th and 9 for Baltimore, and Mike Garrett will kick it away. James Brooks back deep to receive for San Diego. And it's a wobbly end-over-end kick. It's a short one. Brooks will have a return. But not for very long. Before number 66, Chris Foote brings him down. So San Diego will have the football for the first time here in the second half. And we'll be back in just a moment.
I'd hold you all night, any day of the year. The way that you taste, I love you, my beer. Bull, why don't you get into the groove? One sip will make it clear the Bull's got more taste than beer. Bye-bye beer.
Yeah.
Hello, Bull. The Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl is top, so don't say beer, say Bull. Say Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl.
There's a company in Toledo, Ohio, who makes an amazing product for your car's engine. It can help improve your car's mileage, give you surer starts, even help your car run better. And the cost of a set is about the same as the price of an oil change.
A revolutionary new device? No, it's a fresh Champion spark plug. There is probably nothing that can do so much for your car's engine for so little. Champion, the world's #1 seller.
Our cameras have followed his remarkable boxing career since the very beginning. Be ringside when Johnny Bump City Bumpus steps into the ring for the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship, live in just 2 weeks on NBC Sports World.
Boy, you can bet they're whooping it up in Cincinnati, where their Bengals lead the Steelers 34-0. In the fourth quarter, Anderson already thrown 2 touchdown passes in that one. Cappelletti, right side, dives ahead for about 5 yards on the play. Don't forget, immediately following our game, it's the Montreal Expos and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 5th and deciding game. The winner of this one will go against the New York Yankees Tuesday in the World Series. Oh, look at this. A page from the New Orleans Saints playbook. Bring pro football back to Baltimore. 2nd and 6. Joyner in motion. Quick pass. Chandler, and he cannot hold on. Well, it looks like some of the San Diego wide receivers are watching too many Baltimore Colt movies. Take a look at the San Diego backfield. Fouts, Cavalletti, and Muncie. The receivers, Joyner, Chandler, and Kellen Winslow. And there's a look at that offensive line that has done a stellar job for Dan Fouts today. Shields, Wilkerson, Masick, White, and Washington. 3rd and 6.
I was going to say, how can you forget number 70, Russ Washington?
You can't forget him even if you tried. Swing past Muncie. And Bruce Laird will knock him down and take him out of bounds. 3 yards shy of the first down. So George Roberts will come on to kick it away for San Diego. It's only the 2nd time the Chargers have had to punt on the afternoon.
Phil, you know, Muncie, when he is running to his left, he has a little disadvantage because he's got that cast on his hand, and he doesn't want to take a blow on that, you know, if he can avoid it. So in certain situations, he's not going to be able to run with the same authority as he can in others.
That's a good point, because he has to carry the ball in his left hand. That's right. So on 4th and 4, Roberts will kick it away. A good rush, and he got a booming punt. Oh, look at this bounce. Roberts out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So the Baltimore Colts, I'll tell you, when the car is running bad, it's running real, real bad. A 42-yard punt. Baltimore has the football, and we'll be back.
Fuel economy. Value for your money. That's what you'll find in all new General Motors cars and trucks at GM dealers. You'll also find a financial institution whose only business is automotive financing. That's GMAC. You know, even when money is tight, credit is available from GMAC and at rates that make good sense. Ask a GM dealer about GMAC, the financing people from General Motors.
This isn't just my job, it's my life. For me, nothing comes close. Nothing comes close to my skull either. I just take a little pinch and put it between my cheek and gum. Sure feels good. I think going smokeless is the only way to go. And for me, Earl Campbell, this is the only way to spend an afternoon. Let's go, brother.
Enjoy tobacco without lighting up. Try Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days. A pinch is all it takes.
Well, it's all down to one game between the Dodgers and the Expos for the National League pennant. You'll see the battle for the championship following today's game right here on NBC, the home of great baseball. Oh, that was a dramatic finish for the Dodgers yesterday. Steve Garvey putting his Dodgers ahead with that home run in the 8th. The Dodgers added 4 more in the 9th to bury the Expos. Here it is 13:08 to play in the 3rd quarter. Randy McMillan will try the left side, and Willie Buchanan throws him down.
Well, the Colts are going to get back in this football game. They certainly have to put the football in the air. The only problem is right now they're backed up against their own end zone. And Burt Jones certainly does not want to drop back and get caught for a safety.
Now we've got our first final in. Look at this one. The Jets have defeated the Buffalo Bills 33-14. Boy, that is a surprise, surprise, surprise. McCormick. Oh, he's got to be absolutely livid what he's seeing here today. Dickey in motion, takes a few steps. Jones, time, throws to McMillan, and he was almost intercepted. Ray Preston was right there, and it would have given the Chargers tremendous field position.
But Burt Jones wanted to go to number 27, Curtis Dickey. As we take a look at the replay, Jones is looking at Dickey all the way, but Dickey is covered very well by number 51, Woodrow Lowe. He comes back and tries to get the ball to McMillan, and he overthrows it.
There you take a look at Don Coryell. Very rarely will you ever see a smile on that man's face. He comes from the Tom Landry School of Game Day Coaching.
He looks like he's behind by 20.
He always does, even on Wednesdays. Third and a bunch. Jones has no choice. Got to put it up. And he's going to be sacked. About the 1-foot line, he is rolled down. And the man there is Keith Ferguson, the rookie out of Ohio State. And that brings the Boo Birds out here at Memorial Stadium.
Well, as we take a look as Burt Jones goes to the sidelines, he gets lots of criticism, but you can see when he drops back, you have to give some credit to the Chargers coverage. But look at that. He's getting pressure from every place, and he's finally caught by number 76, Keith Ferguson. But Jones doesn't have the time to throw the football, and no quarterback can drop back there and look good if his offensive line is not giving him time to throw the football.
That's the third sack for San Diego. Mike Garrett is set to kick it away, and he'll only have about 10 yards to do it. And he gets a good one. It's a boomer. James Brooks backs up at his own 48-yard line, and he'll take it upfield. A great return by James Brooks as Hank Bauer just leveled somebody, and it was Mike Garrett he took out of the play. Garrett with a 50-yard kick, a 19-yard return for James Brooks, averaging 16 yards. He really brings the ball back for San Diego.
Number 9, Mike Garrett, is coming off the field, but he sure will feel that one for a long time because he caught the shoulder pads and helmet right in the stomach and got knocked back about 5 yards.
I'll tell you, you don't want to get hit by the howitzer. Hank Bauer, number 37. Chargers excellent field position. The ball at the 31-yard line. Play action. Fouts will put it up. Kellen Winslow. And he's got it out of bounds at the Baltimore 3-yard line.
Phil Winslow was in a man-to-man situation with the strong safety, Bruce Laird. And Laird is a good, strong safety. But it takes the best cornerback to even try to come close to covering Winslow. The Colts, I was watching their linebackers. They started off, they wanted to blitz, and they came back out. It appears as though their defense is totally confused.
It's like Bruce Laird said in the pregame, Gene. It seems like on every single play, somebody is breaking down on the defensive secondary squad. Malone set back now. The two setbacks, John Cappelletti and Chuck Muncie. 3 tight ends for San Diego. It is Muncie, left side. Touchdown, San Diego. Tremendous work by the offensive line of the Chargers, Gene.
Well, you hit it right on the head. Number 63, Doug Wilkerson, using that great speed he has. He got out in front of Muncie. If we take a look at this replay, you'll see number 63. There he is. A good block by 25, John Cappelletti. Watch this block. Look at that. Muncie just slides on through. Nesbitt Glasgow trying to get up in there. Ed Smith coming up trying to make the tackle. But you can see Chuck Muncie gives a signal to the fans. Touchdown.
Now watch where this ball is spotted, right at the front side of the pitcher's mound. It is down, and Rolfe gets a good connection there. So San Diego has gotten on the board here in the third quarter with 11:25 to play. The Chargers 30, the Colts 7.
Quality and value in a new American car, you must be joking. Unfortunately, to many Americans with responsibilities, it's no joke. Plymouth, yes, Plymouth is changing that with the new Reliant K. The highest mileage 6-passenger front-wheel drive car in America. Firm, quiet, built with advanced technology, and not a penny more than 81. The American way to get your money's worth.
for you.
Not bad.
Make a beer appear before my very eyes.
Full.
Full?
No, the Schlitz malt liquor full. It's got more taste than beer, more quality ingredients than premium beer.
Hey, it's no illusion. Bull does have more taste than beer. Make another bull appear. Hey, you're pretty good.
No one does it like the Bull.
The Colts battle the Browns. The Bills break the Broncos. The Patriots scout the Redskins. The Dolphins take on the Cowboys. The Seahawks against the Jets. Powerful passes fill the air next Sunday on NBC Sports.
There you take a look at some of the San Diego Charger faithfuls who have followed their team all the way cross country to be a part of this. As you get a good look at Rolf Benerschka set to kick it away, and it's a good one. Zachary Dixon at the goal line, and he's going to take it out. And listen to the fans here.
They've continued to watch their team make mistake after mistake. You can see on the replay, he's just not sure whether he should take the football out or not, because the official may rule that he stepped out and that the ball's going to be dead on about the 6-inch line. So he really did the only thing he could do. In that case, you got to run it out, because he caught that football on about the 6-inch line. And you can see he's trying to explain to the coach what happened.
So it is 1st and 10 now for the Baltimore Colts. Curtis Dickey out near the 20-yard line. Mike Williams and Pete Shaw bring him down. The rule on that play is, though, even though he fielded it at about the 6-inch line, his momentum carried him back. Watch it. It'll carry him into the end zone. Touchback. It would have been a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. However, Zachary Dixon, Gene, was just not sure of the rule.
And maybe he didn't get his call. I think he was listening for a call from number 26, Kim Anderson, who evidently didn't tell him to come out or stay in.
Absolutely. McMillan. And he stumbles on that dirt in the infield. He runs it out for a 1st down. Let's take a look at a couple of other scores. Another final end. Cincinnati has buried the Pittsburgh Steelers 34-7. That now a final. And at Foxborough, the Patriots have beat the Houston Oilers 38-10. It appears as if the Patriots might be oiling the gears up there at Foxborough. Dickey and McMillan, the running backs. Play action. Jones will put it in the air. Got a man. Roger Carr.
Reception by Roger
A 1st down for the Colts now at the San Diego 40-yard line. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
KCST-TV, San Diego.
There you see Roger Carr going out of the ball game. A gimpy left ankle. 30-7. San Diego leads this one. 1st and 10. Baltimore. McMillan, right side. Not much running room, possibly a yard.
Phil, I think as we take a look at Roger Carr on the sideline, they're trying to get him so that he can get back in the ball game. He appears to be in pain, and I think what may have happened is that one of the San Diego guys may have stepped on his ankle. But in any event, Phil, I think what the Colts are trying to do is they're trying to get something established. They're not worried about trying to catch up right now as much as they are trying to get a touchdown so they can regain some confidence in their offense.
It is 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Ray Butler split to the top of your screen. Give Dickey. And again, the San Diego Chargers' lateral pursuit has been excellent today.
Carry initial tackler Leroy Jones.
Woodcock and Leroy Jones combine on the stop.
Well, they continue to do a good job. And don't forget number 61, Jimmy Webb, is filling in the middle for Louis Kelcher. And I played with Jimmy Webb in San Francisco. He did an outstanding job there for several years. Has lots of height, good size, and has good agility.
3rd and 6.
It is 3rd and 6 for Baltimore. They have only converted about 32% of their 3rd down situations coming into today's game, so they are not particularly effective on 3rd down situations. Jones. He's got a man, and he's got it. He's out of bounds. It is Randy Burke, the man who backs up Ray Butler, and he's brought down by Wyatt Henderson. A big first down for Baltimore.
Well, Burt Jones throws the football on the move, but as you can see on this replay, if Burke throws that ball a little lower and Burke doesn't have to jump for it, he may have a touchdown here. But in any event, he goes up and he catches that football at its highest point and comes down with the reception.
Randy Burke, the fourth-year man out of Kentucky. First and 10, Baltimore. Wide left is Roger Carr. Ray Butler is to the top of your screen. It is McMillan, and he hammers across the left side, breaks a tackle, and is inside the San Diego 10.
Tackled by
Ray Preston and Keith Ferguson combined to bring him down. As you look at the rookie out of Pittsburgh, San Francisco has beaten the Green Bay Packers 13-3, and that has to make one wide receiver sitting beside me, number 18, Gene Washington, a very happy man.
Well, they continue to share the lead in first place, something that no one thought San Francisco would be at this point. No one thought they'd be tied for first place.
2nd and 5. The ball just inside the 10. Curtis Dickey. Running room, right side. He gets by Allen Ellis. He cannot get by Pete Shaw.
You just got an example of the tremendous speed that number 27, Curtis Dickey, has. He was trying to run the football off tackle to the right side. As we take a look on this replay, he's going to try to go off tackle, but there's nothing there. And he uses that outstanding speed to bounce outside. Bill, these Colts are a much more fired up team now on offense.
Now Curtis Dickey coming into this game is 4th in the AFC in rushing. He is a spectacular running back, as is Randy McMillan. And remember those guys' names. McMillan tries the left side. This time he'll get nothing. Pete Shaw again comes up from his free safety spot. And this is absolutely a sensational day for these Charger defensive secondary folks. Pete Shaw, this is the first game he has played free safety.
Well, he's always been a hitter, and you'll see him come up in the middle as he puts the stop on number 32, McMillan. But look at that job that number 90, John Woodcock, did. He just stood up the blocker, closed it down. This is a very key situation for the Colts. If they don't score at this point, they can just throw it in almost, because they will almost lose all confidence in their offense if they don't get the ball in the end zone here.
2nd and goal at the 5. Jones will put it in the air. Got a man, and it is knocked away. Mike Williams punched it away just at the last minute. It looked like he was aiming for Roger Carr.
He was trying to get the ball to Roger Carr, who was wide open alone in the back of the end zone. But what happened was that Ray Butler was coming across, and I think he thought the football was being thrown to him. Look, you can see Carr right there wide open. No one around him.
Now Burt Jones is now 12 for 23, 175 yards. Chargers last week gave up 444 yards. So that tells you something about the adjustment San Diego made, and Burt Jones does not like what he sees on a 3rd and goal situation. The Colts have converted only 2 of 6 today, and they need this one very, very badly, as you mentioned, Gene, if they want to stay on this ball game. 5:45 to play in the 3rd period. San Diego leads Baltimore 30-7.
Why have over 1 million people replace their brakes at Midas? Was it because they know Midas has brake mechanics that are specially trained? Was it because they know Midas has the right brake parts in stock? Or was it because they know Midas has over 20 years' experience under the car? Well, whatever the reason, it certainly was no accident. Get the Midas touch. Nobody else has it.
A phenomenon that has always puzzled me is why some people settle for the ordinary when they could have the extraordinary. Perhaps its cause is simply lack of knowledge. Fortunately, I've never had that problem. So choosing a home videotape recorder was relatively easy. I chose the Sony Betamax, for when I observed how it performed so many complex technological functions with such ease and simplicity, I no longer saw a machine. I saw genius.
The genius of Betamax, only from Sony.
There you take a look as the lights are on here at Memorial Stadium. Heavily overcast afternoon here in Baltimore. It has warmed up a bit, and the rain has continued to hold off. Earlier today, we heard there was a chance of thunder showers this afternoon. There you take a look at the third down conversion success this season. As I mentioned, the Colts 32%. They've allowed their opponents 51%. Third and goal, Baltimore. Very, very important they get something on the board here, Gene.
You're exactly right. Just for the psychology of the entire football team, not only on offense but on defense. Those guys are sitting over there, and they want their offensive club to get some points on the board.
McCauley in motion. He's the favorite receiver on third down. It is Butler, and it is knocked away. Pete Shaw, the third consecutive play Pete Shaw has been involved in, knocks it away from Mr. Butler. Well, now the Colts are faced with a real decision. Do you go for 3 or do you go for the 6?
Phil, I think they have to go for the touchdown at this point. I don't think kicking the field goal is going to mean very much because everyone knows you can come out and kick a field goal from this point. But again, psychologically, they need a score. If they get a score here, their defense may come out and play inspired football like they did at the first part of the football game. And they have to have that from their defense.
Ryan DeRue tried to check into the game. He said something to Burt Jones and came back out. 3 wide receivers, Butler, Burke, and Carr. 4th and goal. Pressure. Touchdown.
Curtis Dickey on the reception for a Colt touchdown.
Bill, we take a look at this replay. You'll notice the difference this time is that Burt Jones' offensive line gives him time to throw the football. He's got plenty of time. Now he runs up, which creates a little more time, and he finds number 27, Curtis Dickey, who, by the way, is the leading receiver on this Colt ball club.
Well, he certainly is. 26 catches for 307 yards coming into this game. And there you see Mike Wood add one more. So the Colts are on the board here with 5:35 to play in the third period. It is San Diego 30, Baltimore 14. And look at Mike McCormick. Burt Jones has to be a happy man, at least with that particular scoring strike. Last week, Curtis Dickey, Gene, caught 11 passes against Cincinnati. So they like him. They like to throw to him. He's got sure hands. He has excellent speed for a running back. And that's about all you can ask for. He is going to be a sensational running back here.
Well, the key, Phil, is the speed that you mentioned before. And he is usually going to be covered by a linebacker. And there's no way that a linebacker can cover a guy who runs a 4.240. It's almost unheard of. 4.240. It's incredible speed.
Now, Baltimore coming into today's game has averaged better than 17.5 points a game. The problem has been, as we have said all day long, on the defensive side of the field, where they have given up 31 points an outing. And that is the worst in the National Football League. San Diego already has 30 today. And we still have 20 minutes and 35 seconds of football left. As Mike Garrett is set to kick it away for the Baltimore Colts. Check that, it is Mike Wood. James Brooks is back deep to receive for San Diego. And Brooks will take it at the 11. Brooks with a good return outside the 25-yard line. He was third in the AFC coming in today on kickoff returns, averaging 26 yards every time he brings the ball out. By the way, we want to tell you fans in San Diego who are awaiting the Montreal-Los Angeles Dodger baseball game, there is a rain delay there, so you are not missing a thing. Sit back and enjoy this one for a while. 5:25 to play in the third quarter. Lone set back is James Brooks. Play action. Fouts will put it up to Mr. Brooks. And he picks up about 6 yards on the play before Joe Fetterspiel hammers him down. Fetterspiel just coming into Baltimore from New Orleans in a trade about a week ago.
Well, that was a good call on the part of the Chargers. Fouts caught Baltimore in their zone defense. He dropped back. He allowed them plenty of time to get way back in their drops, and he got that little screen out to number 21, James Brooks.
Second down, 4 yards to go. As you take a good look at Dan Fouts, Chuck Muncie, the lone running back. Dan to Eric Seaver. He's got enough for the first down, and he dives ahead for a few more out across the 40-yard line.
Fouts continues to get lots of time from that great offensive line. And as I mentioned before, he's got receivers all over the place as he comes to the right side to tight end number 85, Eric Seavers, who, by the way, was the most valuable player at Maryland right here at home.
And as we mentioned in the first half, if the alignment looks a little bit strange for the Baltimore Colts, they are running a 3-4 defense now. They had not done that previous to today. 3 down linemen, Thompson, Green, and Ozdowski. Fouts, 21 of 34, 2 touchdowns. First and 10, San Diego. Fouts is going for it. Ronnie Smith, and he will not get to it. Nesby Glasgow on the coverage. Gene Eureka. They are tearing up the town in Oakland. The Raiders are on the scoreboard for the first time in 12 quarters today. It is 3-0. The Raiders over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Chris Barr with a 51-yard field goal.
Well, you have to start someplace. You might as well start with a field goal. They could have started with a safety. They could have
started with a safety. Now, we did that game last week, Kansas City and Oakland, and I'll tell you, the Raiders have certainly been having their problems. We are not certain whether Mark Wilson has started today's game or Jim Plunkett. We will try and find that out for you. Second and 10. Charlie Joyner in motion to the top of your screen. The give is to Chuck Muncie. He'll try the right side. A flag goes down. It is certain to be holding, and it might be on Eric Seaver, the tight end.
When the flag is thrown in that area, it's usually holding.
Look at Seaver looking around. Did they catch me? Did they catch me? A couple of other scores around the league. Cleveland has come back to take a lead over New Orleans on a Mike Pruitt 1-yard touchdown run. 4:48 to play in that one. New Orleans has led that entire game. Minnesota continues to lead Philadelphia, but the Eagles are coming back. 2 touchdown passes.
Face mask, number 54, defense, automatic first down.
Oh, let's take a look at the replay and see what happens. They got Sanders Shiver. He's guilty of a face mask. Oh, right at the bottom of the screen, you can see his hand on Dylan Winslow's face mask. Oh, whoa! Oh, that should be a personal foul. That's dangerous.
And I'll tell you,
it's very dangerous.
It is extremely dangerous. Fouts on first down to Muncie. Waits for his blockers to set it up. And Ozdowski tried to come in, and I look at him waving his right hand. He is hurting over there. I think he, too, got Muncie's face mask when he reached out to try and grab him. So it is second down. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Clock continues to run here in the third period. 3 minutes and 15 seconds to play here. San Diego leads Baltimore 30-14 as we watch the Chargers break the huddle. Wide receivers to the top side. Wes Chandler. Kellen Winslow, the tight end, comes wide right. Muncie may get back to the line of scrimmage before big Bubba Green comes in and brings him down. Bubba's a rookie out of NC State. You know, Gene, earlier this week, Bubba was quoted as saying he's very, very bitter now about losing. He does not like to be a part of a losing ball club. He wants to turn things around in the worst way.
Well, when you get in a situation like this where the team is losing a lot, you have to get some leadership from someplace. And on this team, they have some experienced veteran ball players. They're taking Chuck Muncie off. That's a shame.
Yeah, we'll take a listen and see what it could possibly be, and we'll have word as to just what it is when we return in just a moment.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
The people in St. Louis know their beer, but as a master brewer,
Schlitzer.
Thank you. I know one taste of my Schlitz can change a lot of minds, and now more people know.
I like Schlitz better than Bud.
I'm a Miller drinker, but you have to taste Schlitz to believe it.
Mr. Sillinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It's a good tasting beer.
Here's to it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
London Fog believes in unlimited possibilities. Unlimited construction. Unlimited durability. Unlimited design. Unlimited warmth. Outdoors Unlimited by London Fog. Rugged and ready jackets and coats for men and women. The possibilities are unlimited.
Phil Stone and Gene Washington from Baltimore, Maryland, as the San Diego medical staff works over Chuck Muncie on the far sideline. We will get a report as soon as it is available. It is 3rd and 5 as the crowd here in Baltimore tries to cheer on their defensive unit. And Fouts will try and put it in the air. Batted down. Donnell Thompson bats it down, and San Diego will have to kick it away.
Good part on the play of the young guy, number 99, Donnell Thompson. And Phil, you mentioned before, number 91, Bubba Green, was saying he didn't like losing. And I was about to say that you have to get the leadership from someplace. And if you're not going to get it from the veteran players, then those young guys have to come forward and say, look, we've lost enough. Let's turn things around. We have to do what's necessary to win.
Quite frankly, we've done 3 Baltimore games this year, and I have yet to see a team leader emerge on this Baltimore Colt club. George Rogers, and the ball is snapped badly, and he still gets it away. A tremendous job by George Rogers under extreme pressure back there.
You're exactly right. When that football hit the ground, he was looking for someone to come in and knock him down, and he eluded one guy. Then he was able to get the football away. Terrific job on the part of George Roberts.
A 44-yard kick. Say, don't forget, we followed boxer Johnny Bumpus through his days as an amateur in the National Golden Gloves and the Olympic trials. Now as a young pro, he gets a title shot. He'll fight Willie Rodriguez for the USBA Junior Welterweight crown, and you'll see it all on NBC Sports World on October 31st. First and 10, Baltimore, as Burt will put it in the air, and he's got a man. It is Ray Butler, and he's out across the 30-yard line. A first down for Baltimore.
Ray Butler going down against the zone defense that San Diego was using. He found a little hole, and he pulled himself up, got the reception.
Gene, you're going to love this. Another score out of Oakland. You said they could possibly get a safety and make it 2-0. They've done just that. Todd Christensen, a block punt. It is now 5-0 Oakland. Dickey is split wide left like a wide receiver, but the ball is given to Randy McMillan, and he will go nowhere. It is Jim Webb in on the stop. Gain of possibly a yard on the play. Look at this one. St. Louis being annihilated by Atlanta in the fourth quarter, 41-20. Kansas City leads Denver 7-0 in the first quarter. And Oakland, as we just told you, leads Tampa Bay 5-0. I'll tell you, if Kansas City beats the Denver Broncos, that sends the American Conference West up for grabs, with San Diego, Kansas City, and Denver all tied for the lead. Dickey in motion. On 2nd and 9, Burt Jones for Dickey. Dickey had it, and Ray Preston pushed it out of his hands, and we've got a flag down. Burt Jones is really upset.
I think it's going to be holding. There it is. There's the indication. Holding against Baltimore. So we take a look at the tail end of this replay. Dickey has his man beat, but the ball isn't thrown far enough. And 52, Ray Preston wisely sticks his hand up and gets it in there just in time to knock it away.
Well, if that appeared to be face guarding or screening, it is not. There has been a change this year. Let's listen.
Holding, number 68, offense, 2nd down.
That's Jeff Hart.
This is a very, very interesting rule change this year, Gene, on blocking or screening. It is not blocking or screening in 1981 now unless the defensive back waves his hand. If he simply puts it up in front of the receiver, it is not blocking. He has to wave those hands. 2nd and 19 for Baltimore. McMillan. Picked up of about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 14 as the clock continues to wind down. 20 29 seconds to play here in the third period.
Phil, the early indication is that Chuck Muncie has a sprained knee, but he may be back in the ball game.
Another final for you. Minnesota has hung on to defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 35-23. There are no more undefeated teams in the National Football League. Third down, 13 yards to go. Burt Jones needs the first down. And it is almost picked off. Woody Lowe was there, and if he would have picked it off, it would have been his second interception of the day. As the third quarter comes to an end, the score, San Diego 30, Baltimore 14. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Premiering Saturday, October 24th, it's the best of comedy and variety. The Nashville Palace, hosted by Roy Clark with Tanya Tucker and Jerry Reed. The Nashville Palace.
We'll pay you more than 12% interest, tax-free. But it's equivalent to an annual yield of 22%. If you're in a 43% tax bracket.
Confused over the new tax-free savings account? Come into San Diego Federal. We'll sit down with you and explain all the details of the new tax-free account. Plain and simple. Then, if you decide tax-free savings are right for you, we'll open your insured account at the highest rate in town. It's that simple. At San Diego Federal, we make tax-free savings simple.
At Hohen Motors in Carlsbad, we sell more new Mercedes-Benz automobiles than any other dealer in San Diego County. We think it's because we take exceptional care of the people who drive them, and because we offer an exceptional selection of Mercedes-Benz models. So if you've had your eye on a new Mercedes-Benz, we've got just what you're looking for. Hohen Motors, Interstate 5 at Palomar Airport Road. You'll like our way of dealing with people.
Turn to KCST-TV San Diego for the 6:30 update.
Well, we want to remind you folks on the West Coast again, the Montreal-Los Angeles Dodger game, a rain delay in Montreal, so you are missing nothing. When we are done here, we will switch to that game, so stay right where you are. As Mike Garrett prepares to kick it away for Baltimore, an end-over-end kick. James Brooks will have a return. If it bounces towards him, it does not. And James Brooks has the ball. A good decoy is not James Brooks. One of the Chargers picked it up. We'll get a number for you. And we're blocked out from up here also. Somebody picked it up. I thought they whistled it dead, Gene, out on the 40-yard line when two of the Colts jumped up and batted it.
Well, that's what I thought, too. There's a flag down on the play. The officials are huddled. They're trying to decide what the outcome's going to be.
Now they'll discuss it. And now we'll see the indication.
You cannot bat the ball towards your own goal line. That is the rule.
I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the Chargers have the option of taking the ball where it is, or they kick it again. Now, the storm that we were expecting here in Baltimore has not materialized, but the thunder is here in the form of the San Diego Chargers. Now look at Mike McCormick. He is upset. He doesn't know what's going on either. Now Fouts is talking with one of the officials. I don't think anybody knows what's going on.
Well, they're talking to Dan Fouts, and I think they're trying to.
Against the kicking team, penalty 6-5, first down.
They were explaining the options that were open to the Chargers.
We'll take a look at it again. This happened last week against the San Diego Chargers on an onside kick.
As you can see, the two Colts go up and bat the ball. They're trying to keep the ball from going back in their direction, so they just bat it forward.
Oh, it is first down for San Diego at their own 40-yard line. Frank Duncan was the Charger who picked that ball up and ran it out of bounds. 14:45 to play in this ball game. Muncie is back in the ball game with the sprained knee at all, and he runs it straight up the right side, pick up of 3 yards on the play before Ed Smith closes it down. Another final for you today. Atlanta has blown out the St. Louis Cardinals 41-20. Listen to this. Steve Bartkowski, 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Alfred Jenkins, 1 to William Andrews. Make that 2 to William Andrews. Oakland now stuffing it out over Tampa. They have scored a touchdown. Touchdown Raiders.
First one in a long time.
2nd and 6. Fouts over the middle. Kellen Winslow cannot hold on. Ball thrown behind Kellen.
So we take a look at this from the end zone. Dan Fouts doesn't throw many bad passes, but he gets this one a little behind his tight end Winslow, as you can see on that excellent shot from the end zone. And when that happens to you as a receiver and you're going across that middle, once that ball is past you, now you start looking for those defenders because you can get one in the chops.
Now Fouts 22 of 37 for 253 yards. Wes Chandler wide left. Kellen and Charlie Joyner in the slot. Look at this formation. Joyner. And he is brought down by Derek Hatchett, but not before he moves into Baltimore territory and a San Diego first down.
I have never seen a wide receiver go in as many directions as Charlie Joyner did on that play. He went to the outside, he came back, went to the inside first, came back outside, reversed his field, and went back to the inside. It's incredible.
There's the score. Cleveland over New Orleans. That's a final now, 20-17. That's one of those plays, Gene, that you draw on
That's right.
Sand and sandlot football.
So you go to the blue car, turn left, and I'll hit you as you get on the Fifth Street bus.
1st and 10. Ball at the 45. Fouts for Joyner. What a catch, and he drops the football. A flag goes down. They are ruling it an incompleted forward pass.
Well, the fans don't agree, but I think it's an excellent call because Joyner went up and got the football, but he never had complete control. Well, the early indication is that it's illegal procedure against the Chargers. We take a look at this replay. Fouts gets an excellent pass in there, throws it right in front of the man. He has the football, but he doesn't have control. You can see the football comes right down his waist and goes right down below.
6 men on the line against the offense. First down.
Well, they need one more guy on the line. Got to have 7 up there, guys. It is 1st and 15 now for San Diego. The ball moves out to the midfield stripe as Charlie Joyner comes wide left. Wes Chandler wide right. The running backs, Muncie and John Capoletti. 13 minutes, 14 seconds to play. Muncie tries the right side. And he picks up about 3 yards before Bruce Laird brings him down, the 10th-year man out of American International University.
Laird really shot up in there and made a great tackle. That's something that the Colts have not done very well. Head coach Mike McCormick has really chastised his players for not tackling well.
Al McCormick said before this ball game, in fact, it was almost a direct quote. He says, "I hope this team's embarrassed and tired of all the criticism and the losing and willing to fight. They need some fight." 2nd and 12. Fouts steps up into the pocket. Got Joyner. He's got the football and the first down at the Baltimore 31-yard line. Joe Fetterspiel finally moves back to make the stop. Great piece of work by Charlie Joyner.
Not only by Charlie Joyner, but by Dan Fouts. He has an uncanny ability to know where all of his receivers are. He just seems to know where everybody is on the field at all times. I thought he was going to throw the ball on a little pitch out to Chuck Muncie, but he goes downfield to number 18, Charlie Joyner, who just continues to dumbfound people. I think he's about 33 years old, and he runs around out there like he's about 18.
Just turned 34 4 days ago. Happy birthday to Charlie Joyner. Wes Chandler in motion. Pitch out near side. It is Muncie. What a run by Chuck Muncie. He broke right through Ed Smith. Kim Anderson finally jumped on him. Not before he reaches the Baltimore 15-yard line. And look at this guy motor.
And you got a good look at that cast that he has on his left hand. A guy as big as Chuck Muncie is usually doesn't have that kind of acceleration. But once he saw the opening, as we can see from this replay, the guards are pulling out. There's also the tackle, Billy Shields, number 66. Once Muncie sees that open, he just shoots through there, just like a shot out of a cannon. And it's really unusual for a guy of his size to have that kind of acceleration.
John Capoletti with an outstanding block, too, on Bruce Laird there to spring Muncie. 1st and 10, San Diego. Little counter to Capoletti. Still on his feet near the 12-yard line. He's finally brought down. It is getting dark here in Baltimore. Kim Anderson brings him down.
Number 25, John Capoletti, running through the middle. Looks like he did at Penn State when he just goes one way, goes the other way. Shows tremendous agility. Gets up in there really tough.
Take a look at the heavy overcast here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, where we have 10 minutes, 35 seconds to play. San Diego leads this one 30-14 and wanting some more. Bounce over the middle. Kellen Winslow. Watch this block by Seaver. And he will not get in. Winslow is down, and his helmet comes off. What a block by Eric Seaver, the other tight end.
Well, San Diego continues to confuse the opposition as they have their running back, Chuck Muncie. He goes up through the middle. He clears out the linebackers. Winslow waits for them to drop back. He comes underneath, and look at this block he gets from number 85, Eric Severs. Good block with Sanders Shivers. He fights it off, and he comes up and he saves the touchdown.
It is 1st and goal, San Diego. 3 tight ends check in. All of the wide receivers sit down. Muncie and Capoletti, the running backs. Capoletti. Do you believe it? Capoletti tried the left side. They slammed the door. He just backed up and strolled around the right end.
That's exactly right. He just strolled around the right end because there was absolutely no one there, as you'll see on this replay. He hits up actually to the left side. The Colts shut it down, and he just looks to the outside. There's nobody there, and he just coasts in for the touchdown.
So San Diego makes it a 36-14 game, and Rolf Bonerschka will come on and try and make it one more. Now, this is a game the Baltimore Colts really wanted to win today. It hits the upright and comes back out. It is no good. That is Rolf's first miss in 1981. However, right now it doesn't seem to matter because San Diego still has a 36-14 lead, and we'll be back.
He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me. How you gonna stop him if he walks on by? I'll follow him till I catch his eye. He's independent and he sure is tall. The dingo man, he's got it all. He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me.
Dingo Boots, get in step.
A time comes when you must watch your money carefully, so quality and value are a necessity. Can you find them in an American car? Absolutely. In Plymouth. Yes, Plymouth. The new Horizon Miser, built with advanced technology and front-wheel drive for the best gasoline economy of any American car. 5-passenger Horizon Miser, and not a penny more than 81. The American way to get your money's worth.
Only 11 days left to the season premiere of Hill Street Blues on NBC.
The series that swept the Emmys premieres Thursday, October 29th.
Phil Stone and Gene Washington. We want to remind you once more it is still raining at Olympic Stadium in Montreal, where the Expos are trying to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. That game is being held up. We will bring that game to you as soon as we are done here. Zachary Dixon at the 3. Flag goes down. And he is outside the 20-yard line. A flag goes down. The ball pops loose. And it is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Kevin Williams, number 21, returned the ball, not Zachary Dixon.
I think it's going to be offsides against the Chargers. At least it's thrown back up in that area.
It is offside. I got to believe Baltimore will take the football where it is at the 37-yard line.
Number 84, on the kicking team. Penalties declined. First down.
Now Ronnie Smith whistled for offside. Now the Colts will take it right there, and why not? Probably the best field position they've had all day. 10 minutes, 6 seconds to play in this one. Roger Carr comes wide right, Ray Butler wide left. The running backs, Curtis Dickey and Randy McMillan. To Dickey, and it hits him right in the shoulder pad. But the ball was thrown behind him. It was certainly a catchable pass. He had to go back for it.
Well, you're right. He did have to reach back, but oftentimes when you reach back for a football that's thrown as hard as Bert Jones throws it, it's difficult to catch. If Bert had taken a little off that football, then Dickey may have been able to hold on to it.
Bert Jones, 15 of 29 for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The Chargers with 5 defensive back. And Jones is under pressure and goes down. Leroy Jones was there. And the rookie out of Ohio State, Keith Ferguson, was there.
Boy, I'm telling you, they were really there. It looks as though they just shot through there and no one touched them. There you can see number 68, Leroy Jones. He beats his man. Jeff Hart is trying to block him, and number 62, Ken Huff, is trying to help out. To no avail as they get through. Throw Bert Jones for a loss.
Now there you saw that graphic. It is the 4th sack for the San Diego Chargers, totaling 42 yards. Everything the Colts are trying is backfiring. 3rd and a bundle, and Jones got to go for it all. To Dickey, and it is almost picked off by Willie Buchanan. Another punting situation for Baltimore, and San Diego will again have great field position.
Bert Jones pass intended for Dickey.
As you look at Bert Jones, a very disconsolate Mr. Jones. Last time he faced the San Diego Chargers back in 1976, he beat them in San Diego, 37-21. This is the first time the Chargers have played here at Memorial Stadium since 1972. Mike Garrett, 5 punts today. James Brooks, the deep man for San Diego. End over end kick. Brooks will have a return. And he just goes down rather than get leveled there. So San Diego, as I mentioned, great field position at their own 43, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Smokin' Joe Frazier. And in this corner, St. Regis with a paper bag made with their shipping sack paper. Can he punch his way out of it? Watch.
This is no ordinary paper. This is an example of the kind of performance you can expect from St. Regis's new Stress Craft paper. It's stronger than any other shipping sack paper in the U.S. Another example of St. Regis's technology in paper packaging and construction products.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Down here in Texas, people know a good beer. Many choose to taste of my Schlitz. Just one glass will tell a lot of beer drinkers what I've known all along. You just can't buy a better tasting beer than Schlitz.
What do I really think? I think Schlitz tastes better than Miller.
Schlitz tastes really smooth.
Mr. Sellinger, your Schlitz tastes good. It really does.
I'm glad you like it.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Our cameras have followed his remarkable boxing career since the very beginning. Be ringside when Johnny Bump City Bumpus steps into the ring for the USBA Junior Welterweight Championship. Live in just 2 weeks on NBC Sports World.
We are back with you as you take a look at the timepiece. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to play in this ball game. It has been all San Diego, 36-14 over the Baltimore Colts. As you take a look at Dan Fouts. Chargers with the football at their own 43-yard line. San Diego trying to go to 5-2 on the year. Pitch right side, Brooks. Flag goes down. And Ozdowski brings Mr. Brooks down. You take a look at the standings around the AFC West. If San Diego wins today, they will be 5-2. Denver is losing to Kansas City. If the Broncos would lose and Kansas City would hold on and win, we would have a three-way horse race for the lead in the AFC West. Oakland is winning. They would go to 3-4. San Diego plays at Chicago next Sunday. Now that should be a good one. Let's take a listen.
Offense lined up in the neutral zone. First down.
All right, back up the Chargers. Another 5. It'll be 1st and 15. The ball now at the 38-yard line as the yard lines are now totally obliterated there in the dirt around second base here at Memorial Stadium. Eric Seaver, the tight end, in motion. Flags fly. James Brooks, swing pass. And he picks up about 5 yards on the play. We were talking in the first half, Gene, about this dirt infield, and we were told at halftime that they will sod it tomorrow. Offside again against the Chargers, and now Fouts trots over to find out what's going on here. Who's doing what?
Well, evidently there was total agreement because there must have been 3 or 4 flags all thrown at the same time. What may have happened is that one of the men in motion may have turned up before the ball was actually snapped.
Let's take a listen here.
Encroachment, number 18, offense, lined up into the neutral zone.
Now Charlie Joyner is the guilty party. So now it is 1st and 20. Joyner goes wide to the right, the top of your screen. It is Wes Chandler, wide left. The running backs for San Diego, Brooks and Capoletti. And Fouts will put it in the air. Got a man, it is Joyner, and he overthrows him. Charlie had everybody beat back there, and he simply overthrew him.
Well, Fouts had plenty of time to throw the football. As we take a look at Joyner, we have him isolated. The Colts go into a zone defense. They roll the corner up to take the short area away. Joyner just comes into the middle. Now, the linebacker's supposed to be there, but the Colts don't have anyone there. And had Fouts thrown that ball maybe a half yard, a little shorter, it would have been a completion.
Fouts 26 of 43 now for 291 yards. Coming into today's game, Fouts had thrown 22 300-yard games. He's 3rd on the all-time list. 2nd and 20. Draw play. Brooks. Running room. Right side. And Brooks takes on Nesby Glasgow head on. Knocks him down and runs for another 5.
What an excellent call and an excellent run on the part of number 21, James Brooks. You can see he bounces to the outside. He gets a good block from number 85, Eric Sievers. And as you mentioned before, he takes on Glasgow, and he gets the best of that deal. He is strong. A lot of strength for a guy who's only 5'9".
Now James Brooks has done it all year long for the San Diego Chargers. 5'9", 180 pounds. Averages 4.5 yards every time he carries the ball. 3rd and 4, San Diego. Kellen Winslow in motion. Here's Mr. Brooks again. This time he will get nowhere. Reggie Pinckney shooting the gap perfectly, and San Diego will have to punt the football.
Reggie Pinckney, the 5th back in that nickel situation. He shoots the gap, comes up and makes the stop.
The clock continues to run. 8 minutes, 23, 22, 21 as George Roberts comes on to boot it away for the Chargers. Back deep to receive for the Colts, Dave Shula, the son of Miami Dolphins head coach Don Shula. He'll be snapping the ball off that dirt. It was a good snap. Almost punt, almost blocked. A good kick, and Shula's going to let it roll into the end zone, and it does so. And we've got a flag down as Bauer is going at it with somebody out there about the 42-yard line. It is Randy Van Diver. Flag is down. We'll see what the call is out here at the 42. A 54-yard kick by Roberts. And we'll see what the call is going to be. It is going to be against
number 79,
Baltimore.
blue, blocking below the waist, post-possession foul.
Now there you see Mr. Van Diver. So they'll mark it off from the 20-yard line. Baltimore pinned deep in their own territory.
Blocking below the waist. 79 receiving team. On the touchback, the ball is returned to the 10-yard line. First down.
A 10-yard penalty. They would have had the ball at the 20. They will now have it from the 10. 7 minutes, 48 seconds to play in this one. San Diego leads it 36-14.
To help you buy a new car, Chrysler is holding 81 sticker prices on its Omni and Horizon Misers and Customs, its Aries and Reliant K 2- and 4-door base models. 82 cars at 81 prices. And now at participating dealers, Chrysler savings certificates save you $300 to $1,000 on most other new 81 and 82 cars and trucks, depending on model. For 82 cars at 81 prices, or savings certificates worth $300 to $1,000, come to Chrysler.
I do one thing. I sing. By doing one thing all my life, I developed my own special style. Like Kentucky Fried Chicken. All they do is chicken, but they do it like nobody else. Oh, Kentucky Fried Chicken, they do it right. Tender and juicy, right after bite. No other fried chicken tastes so right. Kentucky Fried Chicken, they do chicken right.
There you take a look. Listen to this. In case you can't tell what they were spelling out, the fans here in Baltimore are spelling Orioles. I suppose it's safe to say, Gene, that the folks here have perhaps seen enough of the Colts.
Well, they still love football, and many of them are still here. They haven't gone home yet.
No, they have not. First and 10, Baltimore. Pattern near side. It is intended for Reese McCall, and I think he got it. Yes, he did. A pickup of almost 10 yards. It'll be second and about a half a yard. Ray Preston on the stop.
Preston is trying to convince the officials that he didn't have it. He caught the football, and he actually dropped it, but he held on to it with both of his knees, so the ball never hit the ground.
I love that quote by Kenny King of the Oakland Raiders earlier this year. He asked Kenny King if they thought banning Stickum was going to hurt pro football. He says, well, you'll still see outstanding catches, but the receivers won't be making them with their elbows anymore. Second and 6 inches. Burt Jones steps up into the pocket, fumbles the football. And Wyatt Henderson is recovered for the Chargers. Yeah, that's one of those breaks, Gene, you can't help.
When it rains, it pours. When things are going wrong, it seems like everything goes wrong.
Wow, 6:58 to play. San Diego has the football, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Schlitz is downright good. I think it's even better than Miller.
I'm from Germany. I do think I know a bit about beer, and this is really good beer.
The Chargers from the 30, the give to James Brooks. Left side, running room. He was trying to get by Wes Chandler, and he could not get by him. Bruce Laird combines with Larry Brazil to bring him down. Pickup of about 11 yards. And a first down for San Diego as the clock continues to run. 6:34 to play.
Well, I would imagine that San Diego is going to keep the ball on the ground, try to let that clock run down. And you have to ask yourself in this situation, why wouldn't they bring in their other quarterback? They have a resounding lead.
Yeah, that's a good question. James Brooks across the right side. And he picks up another 3 yards. Now, Don Coryell has not used Ed Luther a great deal here in 1981, choosing to go with Dan Fouts. And you have to wonder, Gene, why that is. When you've got a commanding lead, why risk perhaps somebody coming in and punching Dan's lights out?
Well, it's usually in this situation there probably would have been a substitution, but I'm sure that Don Coryell has a good reason. You certainly can't fault him. He has a record to back up anything he does.
Brooks on 2nd and 8. Bangs into the right side and goes close to the first down. Ed Smith is there to bring him down. It is still raining in Montreal, where the Expos are trying to get underway against the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 5 of the National League Playoff Series. The game has been delayed. It has not even begun. So you folks on the West Coast are missing absolutely nothing.
Bill, let's give some more credit to this offensive line of the Chargers. Billy Shields, number 66, Doug Wilkerson, Ed White, Russ Washington, and Masick at center. They have just done an outstanding job all day long, and they deserve a lot of credit.
Oh, they certainly do. 3rd and 3. Brooks cuts it back up the middle, inside the 5. First and goal, San Diego. It is Nesby Glasgow. The last man in line who could have stopped them did so.
Well, the Colts, as you can see on this replay, basically the Colts are just going through the motions. But number 21, James Brooks, he wants a touchdown. He's not going through the motions. He's trying to get into that end zone.
Well, there was talk earlier this week about Mike McCormick being on very, very shaky grounds. As you look at Mike McCormick there, and you've got to wonder what this loss, a big lopsided loss to the Chargers, will do to his job stability. That is Hank Bauer in motion. James Brooks will try the right side, and he will be tackled for a loss. It is Bruce Laird coming up from his strong safety spot. And I got to wonder if having Bauer in there, he hardly ever plays, and then putting him in motion just doesn't telegraph where you're going with that kind of a play.
Well, you want to have him out front on the blocking situation, and I guess you might as well let the other people know, because it's not going to make much difference if he does his job. But in that situation, Bruce Laird, and we've talked about Bruce often today, number 40, the strong safety for the Colts, he's a guy that's not going through the motions. He's a veteran ball player, and he's been in a winning situation, and he came up really playing tough today and made the stop.
2nd and goal. The ball now at the 7. Fouts will put it in the air. Clarence Williams.
Well, they make it look easy, don't they? Clarence Williams celebrates in the end zone. He got a great block from number 25, John Capoletti.
That is CW, and let's look at it again. He was wide open on the little swing, Gene.
Well, Dan gets the ball out to the right side, and I don't know if we can see it on our screen, but he gets a great block. There it is. John Capoletti comes back and blindsides a man down low. Doesn't see him at all. Williams goes in, standing up, untouched.
Now Rolf Benerschke will try and make it 43-14, and he's perfect. So the blowout continues here in Baltimore with 3:23 to play. San Diego 43, Baltimore 14.
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer.
Schlitz is downright good. I think it's even better than Miller.
I'm from Germany. I do think I know a bit about beer, and this is really good beer.
Hey, I'm loyal to my bud, but I think Schlitz beat it out.
I like the taste of Schlitz. It's as simple as that.
In 40 years as a master brewer, this Schlitz is my smoothest. Have you tasted my Schlitz?
Behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. All you people in motion, here's a good notion.
The telephone credit card. The easy way to call.
Easier than carrying a whole lot of change. You get a monthly record of your calls.
Apply at your Bell Business office for your free card.
Mrs. Wilson. Hi, Mom. It's the newest Mrs. Wilson.
All over the land, call soon as you can.
I want to notify stations along our network that the Montreal-Los Angeles Dodger game is being held up. You will go to local programming and monitor NBC for word on what is transpiring in Montreal. So, stations along the line, local programming, please, until you hear further word from NBC. But right now, we still have 3 minutes and 23 seconds of football remaining here in Baltimore as Rolf Benerschke is set to kick it away. It is Kim Anderson. And he's out across the 30-yard line before he is wrestled out of bounds there. Oh, Baltimore will have the football at about the 31-yard line. I want to emphasize what we just said a moment ago, notifying stations along the line that we would like you to go to local programming because the Montreal-Los Angeles Dodger game has not started yet. Rain delay in Montreal. Please monitor the NBC television network, and we will keep you advised as to what is happening in Montreal. 1st and 10, Baltimore. Burt Jones. Got a man. It is Randy McMillan, the rookie out of Pittsburgh. And he's out across the 35-yard line. Ray Preston and Jim Laslovic bring him down. We're inside the 3-minute mark.
Well, the Chargers made some changes today in their defense. As we mentioned before, Willie Buchanan goes from the corner spot into strong safety, and it seems to have been effective. What they're going to do from now on, though, Phil, is they're going to drop back, and they're going to try to make everything happen underneath. They'll allow the receiver to catch the ball if he's underneath, then they're going to come up to make the sure tackle and make sure that if Baltimore does score, they're going to have to eat up some time on that clock to do it.
2nd and 4. Got a man. The tight end, Reese McCall, and he's brought down by Ray Preston. But the Colts are into San Diego territory. Jim Laslovic also there. And there you look at Mike McCormick. He wants his ball club to get on the scoreboard. You take a look at Reese McCall, number 86. 4th-year man out of Auburn. And a 65-yard touchdown catch last week against Cincinnati. Jones. McMillan again out of the backfield. And he's inside the 30-yard line of San Diego. Ray Preston is there again. There have been some amazing last-minute finishes in the history of pro football. Now we're going to show you one of those fantastic finishes because we are at the 2-minute mark here in Baltimore.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1975, Bloomington, Minnesota. Bud Grant senses victory with a 4-point lead over Dallas. The Cowboys are down to their last play from scrimmage. But that man is Roger Staubach. And that pass, known today as the Hail Mary, is complete to Drew Pearson. Dallas wins 17-14.
Take a look at aluminum flying, aluminum trucking, aluminum driving, aluminum jet boiling. Aluminum is reducing weight and saving energy because the lighter something is, the less fuel it takes to move it. Aluminum, it's the metal that moves America. And we're doing it now. We can't wait for tomorrow.
Phil, as we take a look at the total offense, the statistics certainly bear out what's happening on the score. The Chargers, 466 total yards. What an afternoon they have had through the air, particularly. Dan Fouts hadn't reached 300 yards yet, but he's been right on the money with those passes.
2nd and 2. Burt Jones has got a man. Again, it is Randy McMillan. They've run that pass 3 times, and he's got room. A first down at the Charger 20-yard line. Pete Shaw and Alan Ellis combine on the stop. 1:38 to play. The clock is running here in Baltimore.
As we take a look at this replay, the ball gets to Randy McMillan. What the Colts are doing right now is they're playing strictly for their pride. There's no way they're going to win this football game. But the fans, the press, everybody's been on them, and they're playing for pride right now. And this guy has as much pride and ability as anyone, number 7, Burt Jones. And you have to feel sorry for him a little bit to continue to have the abuse that he takes here in Baltimore.
Now, there was a lot of pushing and shoving in the Charger defensive secondary. Curtis Dickey and Ray Preston were really going at it as the ball passed right over Dickey's helmet, and Burt Jones is going to have none of it.
Well, obviously there's tremendous frustration on the part of the entire Colt organization. As we take a look at this replay, Burt Jones throws the ball down there, and you can see that Dickey is being pushed. Ray Preston is all over him before the ball gets there, and that should be a penalty.
I think you're right. 1:15 to play. The clock is stopped. Roger Carr, wide left. Ray Butler to the bottom of your screen. On 2nd and 10. Jones steps up. He's got Reese McCall, and he cannot hold on. McCall is hammered by Alan Ellis right at the 2-yard line. The ball was thrown a little bit high.
Reese McCall made a good effort to get open. Burt Jones takes off. Then he sees that Reese has made a move to get open. He throws the ball a little high. McCall goes up and he gets his hands on it. And I think he should have come down with it.
But
He had to jump a little bit, but he had both hands on that
He
ball.
should have caught it. It is now 3rd and 10, and you just can't say enough about this San Diego Charger defensive secondary today. A secondary that has been giving up on the average 306 yards a game, dead last in the NFL. They have played exceedingly well today. Burt Jones gonna get hammered. Again, the 6'5" rookie out of Ohio State, Keith Ferguson, is there to bring them down. For San Diego, that's the 5th time they have brought Burt Jones down.
Well, anytime that you get a sack, when the defensive group gets a sack, that's because those defensive backs have the guys covered. So the defensive line should give credit to San Diego's defensive backs for covering the guys, which allows them time to get in there and get the sack.
54 seconds to play. Again, we want to remind our local stations along the line. It is raining in Montreal. Please provide local programming and monitor the NBC television network for further updates. 40 seconds, 39 seconds. 4th down and 18, and Jones will go down. And you can just see the frustration on the faces of the offensive linemen for the Baltimore Colts. Leroy Jones is the man this time, and Burt Jones comes off the football field, and I'll tell you something. These Colts are a disappointed group of young men. 34 seconds to play. The Chargers have the ball, and we'll be back.
Oh, that soup must really hit the spot.
That does more than that. Hey, have you seen the good news about soup, Sonny?
No.
Oh, it's in a lot of magazines and newspapers, huh? What the nutritionists are saying, how nutritious soup is. Look what it says in Medical World News. Shows what I always knew. Soup is good food.
Hey, you better run along and get some hot soup in you, Sonny. You're soaking wet.
Stir up the Campbell's. Soup is good food.
Dan Fouts has left the ball game. Ed Luther has come on. Dan leaving with 298 yards passing, just 2 yards shy of what would have been his 23rd 300-yard game. He's 3rd on the all-time list, behind a fellow that people here in Baltimore know a lot about, a guy by the name of John Unitas. He had 26 300-yard games. Sonny Jurgensen had 25 in his career. And as you look on at number 14, 26 of 43, 298, and 3 touchdowns. Not bad for an afternoon, Dan. There's Mr. Luther, the second-year man out of San Jose State. And can he rifle the football? Hank Bauer across the left side. Pickup of about 3. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
KCST-TV, San Diego.
And I believe that's going to be the last play of this ball game. And it is, as you take a look at the wide shot here at Memorial Stadium, and virtually nobody has left. Mike McCormick saying hello to Billy Brooks. And the Bluebirds continue to express their feelings about the caliber of football they have seen here this afternoon. So, the San Diego Chargers totally dominate the Baltimore Colts to the tune of 43-14. We'll be back.
When we at Craco build a car stereo, we... So every Craco car stereo is tested to meet the toughest quality standards. And that means you can be sure that your Craco car stereo will perform, no matter what your listening habits are. Down the road, you'll be glad it's a Craco.
Nobody has to tell me to get on the stick. With the wide stick, I don't waste time or money. See, Speed Stick deodorant is so much wider than the other leading stick. Gives you effective protection in just a few strokes. And if you've been using an aerosol, look, you'd use up 2 3-ounce sprays. And start a third before you'd use up 1 2.5-ounce Speed Stick. So get on the stick.
Makes sense.
The Wide Stick Speed Stick Deodorant.
By minute.
Oh, that soup must really hit the spot.
That does more than that. Hey, have you seen the good news about soup, Sonny?
No.
Oh, it's in a lot of magazines and newspapers, huh? What the nutritionists are saying, how nutritious soup is. Look what it says in Medical World News. Shows what I always knew. Soup is good food.
Hey, you better run along and get some hot soup in you, Sonny. You're soaking wet.
Stir up the camels. Soup is good food.
Well, Phil Stone and Gene Washington back with you, and there you see it. The San Diego Chargers absolutely annihilating the Baltimore Colts today, 43-14. And Gene, at the outset, we said it would be a much, much better game than what we saw here today, and I think the difference was the defensive secondaries.
Well, I think so. Both teams have had problems against the pass. San Diego made some changes. They took Willie Buchanan from the corner, put him over at strong safety. They brought in Allen Ellis. They did a good job. But Baltimore did not do that. They've made some changes on defense. They started to play more zone defense instead of man-to-man, but they didn't come up with the big plays. Baltimore's offense continues to be plagued by not getting good pass protection or giving good pass protection for Burt Jones, and he continues to suffer, and it just can't be a one-man show. He can't do it all on his own.
You're absolutely right. We want to remind the stations along the line on the West Coast that baseball is delayed in Montreal. They are not playing. The field is still covered. Local stations along the line, please go to local programming and monitor the NBC television network for further details. That's it from Baltimore. The final score, the San Diego Chargers 43, the Baltimore Colts 14. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Don Ohlmeyer. Coordinating producer of NBC's NFL Football is Ted Nathanson. The telecast of today's game has been produced by Don McGuire and directed by Lou Rainoni. Technical director Terry Ronke. Associate director Fred Witten. For Gene Washington, this is Phil Stone saying so long from Baltimore, Maryland.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. We serve more of this land's top 100 business centers than any other airline. Fly the friendly skies.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.